how are you? Hope you're fine. This is the Yeti'S show.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Good luck, studio.
Oh, it's the Shiloh podcast.
Oh, there's going to be some drama ahead.
All I wanted was a pie, and then I hatched out of an egg.
Okay, bring the mic over. He's ready to record.
I see your mental condition is improving.
Is it metaphorical? Is it deep? Is it deep?
Boy, he's not all that shy is right. Gee.
Blimey, Governor. It's the Shy Life Podcast.
Hello,
Quack, quack, quack.
I don't know how he does it.
Excellent. 674.
674. Bonjour et bienvenue au podcast The Shy Life.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Shy Life Podcast with me, Paul the Shy Yeti. How are you doing? I'm alright. So what's this episode going to be about? Well, I can tell you right now. I'm going on holiday. Yes, on holiday. It's exciting. I've not been on holiday for ages. I mean, I don't have the energy for big long trips and, but it is nice to go away. And as part of my 50th anniversary celebrations, I wanted to go somewhere. Anyway, let's run the theme music when we come back and explain a little more. All right, run that theme music.
Darling, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
Yes, well, it's a positive thing, Paul. The high life, the shy life.
I'll go anywhere for a potato.
Delicious.
Hello, campers. How are you? You quite like a big bang, don't you?
Good gracious. Well, that's a whopper.
Oh, yippee.
Go Shy Yeti.
Oh, he hasn't found out my secret. I think he has.
I love the Yeti'S. It's my favorite thing.
If you thought that was bad, just listen to this.
Yeah, I am strangely drawn to Yeti Uncle John's ankles as well.
I could eat my body weight in crisps every day.
Has anyone seen my hot sausage?
It's all gooey and easy. Yum, 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 yum.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for it to begin.
It's the Shy Life Podcast.
I like that. Yeah.
Look, mommy, I'm famous.
Marvellous. Marvellous, Paul.
Hi there.
So, listeners, where are we going? Well, we're going to a place called Swanage, which is in Dorset, which is by the sea. And at time of recording, in mid-September, the weather's actually still pretty good, which is what I was kind of hoping for. I mean, I had a few aches and pains already this month, but and not to mention various train strikes going on. But I hope, fingers crossed, we've negotiated all that. And yeah, we're already going down Tuesday to Friday, and then I'm heading down to Salisbury after that. But the Salisbury trip or anything that gets recorded during that time won't be part of this episode. This is going to be totally about the trip to Swanage. Now, am I going by myself? I'm actually not. I'm going with Harry. We're not recording a song this time because we're in a hotel and it's not going to be very easy. But, we hope to see a bit of the sea, maybe have a cream tea or some ice cream, sit in a cafe, chat about stuff. There's a steam train. We hope to go on the steam train. I have been to Swanage a number of times before, and Swanage has appeared on some of my Shy Yeti on Location videos. In fact, the very first Shy Yeti on Location video was recorded in Swanage way back in 2010. But anyway, we'll have to see how much energy I have. But I know one of the things that Harry suggested doing is, you may remember a number of years ago, 5 years ago, or maybe more now, when Harry and I went to France, to Lille, we did a dice rolling game where we let the dice decide what we were going to eat, what we were going to do, what we were going to drink. Well, Harry's just doing that again, but this time it'd be less physical. That makes it sound like we were running marathons, which we most certainly weren't. But yeah, I don't know. We're going to see how we can incorporate the dice into daily activities. Hopefully it'll work, and hopefully it'll work for the podcast as well. But Oh, the other thing that's happening in this episode is that, to break it up a bit, I also have some pre-recorded segments. I have holiday recordings from both Nick and Muffley from their trips. Muffley was in France and elsewhere, and Nick was up in Scotland, Nick and Ali. So they've both recorded me things, so at certain parts during this episode we'll be hearing how their holidays went. So yeah, I think this episode is going to be quite a whopper. Oh, and we've also got a special guest. Paul from school is going to turn up somewhere along the way. He actually owns a flat, so he's going to come and join us and take us out for dinner one night. Anyway, to get things started, I had a few little chats with both Harry and Paul earlier in the year about this potential trip. Of course, you may remember that Yeti Uncle John also went to Swanage with the Magpies this summer, and it was sort of him that gave me the idea of coming back again without Magpies, but with Harry instead. But anyway, yeah, have a listen to these little chats I had with Paul and Harry, and then we'll go straight into it. We'll go straight into the trip, and starting with the journey down. And yeah, as I say, do make yourself a cup of tea and don't feel you have to listen to this episode in one go. But yeah, it could be quite a long edition. Okay, if you're ready, let's get started.
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
All right, sweetheart, are you okay?
Not too bad. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Shall we get on with it and sort out the holiday?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to go through the questions that on the chat thing.
Yeah.
So the first one was on budget for accommodation. So I don't know what your budget was. I was thinking around about £300 for my personal budget.
That's roughly what I was thinking as well.
Oh, well, there we go. We're on the same page. Okay, so if I put down £300 each.
And the rough searches I've done seem to infer that, it says things like between... In some extent, it says maybe 700, but it depends what we go for. Yet we've still got quite a lot of options, I think. So.
Okay. Let's just go through the questions, and then there might be some other things that occurred to us along the way. Budget, knowing this will help you determine the type, quality. Preferred location. I don't really know anything about Swanage. To be honest,
it's not really big. Not really big enough to have that exactly district. I mean, I think that search is kind of presuming it's bigger than it is. There are definitely, some a bit along the front, maybe a little bit beyond the amusement arcade, which is where I was sort of thinking that we sort of want
the beachfront, yeah.
I think so. I think so. I mean, unless there's something, I just want a hotel with a. I don't want a bed and breakfast because you won't get a bar and a bed and breakfast, and we might decide that we've had enough and we want to go back to the hotel and have a drink in the evening, and hopefully a lift really as well. So you won't get that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
You won't get that. You won't get that in bed and breakfast. So.
No, so kind of accommodation. So are you saying basically it would only be hotel?
Pretty much for you don't want to be struggling up 3 sets of stairs or something.
So that's hotel. And I don't know if they go into types. So if we just go into go into the next one, amenities and facilities. So basically, you've said with a lift.
Yeah, or I guess a ground floor would be okay if it wasn't. But just I think we'll get better. I think we'll get better out of being in a hotel rather than a bed and breakfast.
Okay, it must have a lift. Does it have to have one of those sort of like more easily accessible rooms or something like that?
No, I don't really need anything extra than just not having to go up lots of stairs.
Personally, I'd like it to have decent Wi-Fi.
Yes, yeah, that's kind of given me. You'd think.
Yeah, but sometimes it isn't. And and sometimes you can see in the reviews if the Wi-Fi is really shit, like they've given like 0.1 of a megabit, whatever. So you can only do emails or something.
Like when you go on the train, the email
exactly.
on the trains, you might as well not have the internet on at all because everything slows down.
That's exactly it. And some hotels are very bargain basement. And you can only tell from looking at the reviews or doing a search of the reviews if the Wi-Fi is actually pretty shit. So it's worth checking out. Okay, so decent Wi-Fi. Is there anything by way of else about amenities? Did you say that you wanted? Did you want it to have a bar or not?
Yeah, it'd be good to have a bar because then if we didn't want to, or even the possibility of having a meal at the hotel rather than having to go out again in the evening.
Bar and restaurant.
Maybe a restaurant. Depends what we could always work around that a bit. But
so the
nice,
lift and the Wi-Fi are priority, and the second priority would be having a bar and restaurant on site.
Yeah.
Is there any other priorities or any other amenities that you'd like to have?
It'd be nice to have breakfast, but then again, you presume that's you usually get a breakfast of some sort.
With breakfast. So the other thing would be September. Is it likely to be that hot or not really?
September can be nice. Not. It can be nice, but I don't.
So we're not too worried about needing air conditioning.
No, not too much. No, because it's sort of middle September as well. So.
Okay, cool. No need for aircon. Okay, let me just check. Okay, so amenities page. What amenities page? For example, do you require Wi-Fi, parking, kitchen facilities, or a specific number of beds?
I mean, there is
some
of them in the search I've done have come up with like Airbnb or mini apartments. It just depends whether it's in our budget or whether they're convenient. Or, I mean, I'm not going against those if they're happy to do Airbnb for 3 days in the middle of a week. If it isn't, I'm not ruling it out. It's just when we look closer.
Well, they do sometimes. What they have is furnished apartments. So you'd get a cooking facilities, but you're very unlikely to have bar restaurants.
No, well, you don't need that if you've got a kitchen.
If you've got your own kitchen.
But I just presume there'll be some hitch to that option, or it'll be on the third floor, or it'll be, I don't know until we start looking specifically.
So we won't rule it out, but as a possibly look at serviced apartments.
Yeah.
All right. So looking at the other questions, booking duration, how long? So we were both saying 3 nights, weren't we?
Yeah, Tuesday to Friday.
You want to do Tuesday to Friday? You don't fancy doing Wednesday to Saturday? Or?
Well, I'm not against that, I suppose. Do
you think it might be more expensive?
It might be more expensive on a Friday night.
It'd be good if we can get on the same page with this. Mm-hmm. So if we do Tuesday to Friday, now if when is it again, darling? Is it the 8th? So it'd be the 19th then
to the
22nd.
Yeah, I've got a search. It's Swanage. Those dates: 2 adults, 2 rooms. I presume you want your own room.
Yes, of course. So 19th. It's next one is penthouse apartment, which does look good. But once again, it's further out, and it's costing £590.
I'm not even sure if I'm seeing Pebbles, and after Pebbles, I'm seeing Seaview apartment.
Okay, but I can see Seaview also, and Seaview is only 1 bedroom.
Yeah, and it's very expensive.
Yeah. So the next one is Purbeck House Hotel and Louisa Lodge.
Yeah.
This is 2 hotel rooms.
Yeah. 2
beds, 3 nights. It seems to be close to the centre and close to the beach. It's £642.
But that's split, so it's only 321.
Of course. Yes.
Yes. Breakfast is included as well.
And breakfast is included. So let's look at the Purbeck house hotel. Let's have a look at it. They've got pictures like pots that have avocado with chili and lemon all mixed together, like a spicy guacamole. And they've got a picture showing breakfast with a sausage and beans and everything that you could ever want: egg, bacon, orange juice. There's a whole breakfast table, Paul. It's a very nice big breakfast room. It's a breakfast buffet, Paul. You're going to die. And there's a bar, Paul. There's a bar.
So, listeners, Paul and I have just been out for a rather delicious dinner at Prezzo. Although Paul was jealous of what I chose. I had like king prawns with gnocchi, and I had a rather nice burger and chips. I was going to have my old favourite,
calzone.
The calzone, yes, but I decided that I felt I wanted, because they're so big, those things, but I felt like I wanted some chips, and if you have the chips as well as the calzone, your bank manager's knocking on the door. So
what it was, Paul said that the size was a bit intimidating, and I said I've had that before, that comment.
Yeah, it can be.
It can happen when you get old.
It can be, yes. Yeah. I had, and then I had a cherry and chocolate sundae, which I couldn't remember if I'd had before and not enjoyed, but I think maybe I wanted it and it wasn't available last time or something, because it was certainly a nice big, it was another nice big portion. Anyway, what I was going to say is, I believe that, Paul, you're joining us for a night when Harry and I are in Swanage in September.
Yeah, I feel like I've won the lottery. Seeing Harry again.
Yeah, it's.
I only see him once every 10 years, and I think it's probably enough for both of us.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a lot of.
you have to savour these moments.
Sexual tension in what?
Yes.
Well, your
just isn't big enough.
Your sexual tension is for Matthew Waterhouse.
Yeah. Well, he's got it. I mean, the truth is, Matthew's pursued me for years.
Yes.
But I just haven't been available.
No, I know it's difficult.
I like to support him, and I don't like to say no.
Anyway, so we'll probably get some comments from you and Harry when you're both together in Swanage. Which is my little mini 50th birthday holiday, although one of the many things that we are doing in this anniversary year.
Well, it's a campaign, isn't it? It's a series of events, milestones, building up to.
Yeah.
It's a bit like a sort of advent calendar of events, building up, but except it's in November.
Yeah,
not December.
Yeah, but we're starting. The campaign begins in September for November, and it continues almost into December. So, why not? And then I'll step aside and allow Doctor Who to celebrate its 60th just after I finish celebrating my 50th. But
can this only be coincidence?
Well, yeah, I know. It's nice to know that there's going to be lots of interesting Doctor Who things around. It feels like it's all for me, baby, all for me. Anyway, well, I'm sure this will be appearing as some sort of flashback in the episode set in Swanage, so we'll return to the present day, and then you'll probably be in Swanage in September.
I'm looking forward to it. I just hope it's not raining.
Oh, I hope not. It might be our summer. It might be the nicest month of the year or something. We'll see. We shall see. Hey listeners, it's Tuesday the 19th of September. I'm still in my flat. My taxi's due in 5 minutes. Taking the taxi to Woking and then waiting for the train. Hopefully I've left myself plenty of time. Maybe time to get a coffee, we'll see. Toby bought me sandwiches, so I'm all stocked up for lunch because I'm travelling sort of did on lunch. I don't think you get buffet cars on trains anymore, or at least, you know, not even a trolley service these days. So you need to come prepared. And then, yeah, Harry will be getting on the train at Waterloo, and I'll be getting on at Woking. Just got to sort of roughly find out which part of the train he's in. I just hope the train's not too busy. All the trains I've travelled on recently have been really packed, and, you know, listen to the media and the trains are empty apparently, but not in my experience. Anyway, so yeah, I better go and wait outside for my taxi. As I say, it's 3 or 4 minutes away, and I've already received a text. And yeah, I'll speak to you at Woking Station probably when I'm waiting for the train. Yeah, I won't speak in the taxi. It's always too whispery. I think they're listening to me. No, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Speak to you soon. Hi listeners, it's me. I'm at Woking Station. I'm in good times. Half an hour to go. Going to get a coffee in a minute. Taxi came fine. Taxi driver was really chatty, but that was, you know, in a good way. We had a old moan about everything, really, including 1950s train lines having been closed and how useful they'd be to have now. Yeah, I also talked to a lady when I got to the station who was telling me all about the YMCA, the actual YMCA. Apparently it's more of a homeless charity these days, and homeless people live in their accommodation, which sounds amazing and cool. I mean, it's a shame that they need to, but it's cool, because I don't think I necessarily knew they changed their remit. Anyway, so quite educational, well, not exactly educational, because the taxi driver and I just talked about what we both agreed on. So not really educational. Educational in that it's nice to know that I'm not the only person across about things like busy trains and all that sort of thing. But anyway, I'm going to go and get my coffee. I think Harry's about to leave Waterloo. He's got a seat with a table, and he's in the front of carriage 4. Just got to kind of work out where that would be. Anyway, I need to get this coffee. I'll speak to you in a bit. When I do, well, Harry will probably be with me. Alright, more in a bit.
Welcome aboard the South Western Railway service to
next one would be
Hamworthy, Wareham, Dorchester South, and Weymouth. The next station is Branksome.
Got to allow more time for me to just to do things, just to do basic things like
that'll be 40 minutes, so
it's fine.
And then hang on a second.
I think we'll come in on the side of the exit, so which is good.
No, sorry, I start again, sorry.
Good afternoon, Summery, Southland Rail Service down to...
You say it starts at the station?
Yeah, I got it completely wrong, sorry. It will be 2:16.
Okay.
That's still good, isn't it? Yeah. So that's still like 25 minutes. So it's Wareham Station. 152, is that okay? No, I've lost internet.
Customers without a valid ticket may be issued with a minimum penalty fare of
it's not going to be many minutes earlier than if it's
151.
It's got 150 now, something like 110, 210 or something.
No, all gone. And there's no Wi-Fi in this thing.
I'm sure we'll be fine. We can't check in until 3 or something.
Wasn't it 2 o'clock or something?
We'll be there. That's about time. I don't know where.
Fine, I know.
Paul is where Trivial is, well, nearby anyway.
So Treby and Lisa are in Swanage?
No, in Poole. We're going through Poole, one of those stops is Poole. Nick and I went on the... Yeah, I mean that's where Lisa works. But they live a bit outside. But Nick and I went and visited them on the bus from Salisbury. That was a long journey.
They're the ones that do the around the archives thing, isn't it? 208 on the basis that I've got the right thing this time.
It's at the station. If it's at the station, we'll just have to take a look for when we come back.
208 will be fine. You'll have 28 minutes.
The next station is Branksome.
Yeah. So Wareham Station looks like it is not that far. It's a 3-minute walk, which might be longer, like say 6-minute walk, whatever, but 0.1 of a mile. And then, so we take that, and then, so the bus is at 2:11. So we get there 1:50. That gives us 20 minutes to get there. Then we would want to try and get that because it's only every hour.
Yeah.
So we want to get to 2:11, and then it's 39-minute ride, so we get there about 2:50.
Is that right for checking in?
Yeah.
I don't know where it drops us off.
Yeah, well, it drops us off 0.2 of a mile. So once again, you're looking maybe a 6-minute walk, 6 or 7-minute walk. Should hopefully be doable. But I don't know. So it's called the 40 Breezer. I imagine it will be one of those ones that you can just scan a card. Most of them are scan card things, aren't they? 40 Breezer.
This is Branksome. This train is for Weymouth. The next station is Parkstone.
Hello listeners. I said I'd speak to you on the train. Well, we kind of did. You may have heard Harry and I making plans for the bus. I'm now in my hotel room, number 9. Inside number 9. This is number 9. Something's going to happen in this room. Well, I mean that means something to people who know about the TV series Inside Number 9. If not, Inside Number 9 is a series where each episode has some connection to the number 9. It could be a house, it could be a room, it could be a... I've run out of ideas, but anyway, yeah, and I'm in number 9. Well, something is happening. I'm recording a podcast. I'm quite tired. And yet still have to do a bit more walking. So the train went fine. I got on. I saw Harry as I managed to sort of roughly get where I thought I needed to be. Of course, I had my roller suitcase, which doesn't roll terribly well. It's like having a dog or a toddler or something on a lead, yeah, it wants to go its own way. Anyway, I got on the train. Wasn't too busy. We were able to sit on a table seat without having anyone else next to us. Journey went very quickly. We had lunch on the train. Harry had brought his lunch. I had mine. When we got to Wareham, I thought we were coming in on the right side, but actually we weren't. Well, here's the thing. We had to go to the bus stop, which wasn't that far, except we got off on one side and then had to go up the steep flight of stairs with the suitcase. Although very kindly, Harry took my suitcase. The only thing is, when we got to the other side, we saw we could have just walked over the railway track on a pedestrian bit. I don't know if that probably would have been easier, but Harry was very apologetic. But, to be honest, I'm sure that would have been quite unstable, and I can just imagine myself getting my foot caught on the line and then a train coming. I know that wouldn't have happened. It does in old movies, but we got on the bus. We couldn't sit together because it was too busy, but I got I got a seat where I could sit holding the suitcase, because it's the trouble. At least in the train, Harry was able to put my suitcase on a luggage thing. There's no luggage thing there's no luggage thing on the bus, so I needed to better hold the suitcase or it would be rolling up and down the aisle. Was pretty busy all the way to Swanage, stopping briefly at Corfe and a few other stops. When we got here, it stopped at the railway station, the steam railway station, and the only trouble was that when we followed the quickest route to get here, it involved going up a Snickle way, a footpath, but at the end of it, it suddenly went really, really steep for, I mean, I don't know measurements, but, you know, enough distance. But again, Harry very kindly took my suitcase and I just very slowly went up the incline. And then the hotel was opposite the top of that incline. I'm on the first floor. Stairs weren't too bad. Harry's on the second floor. And I've got a view of the church and the street, and I believe Harry's got a view of the sea, but I'm not too bothered really. So yeah, we're having a little rest. Although I really need to unpack my suitcase, get my computer out and things like that. At the moment I don't feel I've got the energy. It's about 3:30, 4:45. We're meeting at 4:30, and I don't know if we're going to have a drink before dinner or what we're doing. This is the other problem about the hotel, is that it is not at the top of a hill. We won't be going up and down that steep incline very often. We'll probably, because you can go down into the town and then go round to the train station when we go on the steam train tomorrow. I told you about that, didn't I? That we're going to go on the steam train, and the Paul from school is going to be meeting us for dinner, then driving us back. So we only need to go on the steam train one direction. But anyway, to go and have dinner tonight, we need to go down the hill. It's not too far down the hill. It's just further than I really would choose to go if I had the choice. But yeah, I've told Harry to do, you know, research into where we should go for dinner. Tomorrow we can take things very slowly really. We can go down into the town and then, I don't know, look at the sea if it's not too, I mean it's quite windy. Well, it's not terribly windy, but it's windy enough. When we were trying to push our suitcases, you know, having the wind blowing in your face as you were trying to cross roads wasn't ideal. But anyway, we can look at the sea. Maybe tomorrow we can go and have coffee. We can do this and we can do that. We don't need to leave the hotel that early. Breakfast served till 10. And then we're going to get the steam train about 3. And there's a few shops I want to look at in Corfe. Harry might go up to the castle. I'm just going to unpack things. Take it slow. And yeah, I could do the nap, to be honest. I could have stayed in here till 6 and had a good hour's nap or something. There you go. Maybe we'll just go to bed early. Harry does like to go to bed early. Bathroom looks okay. It's a bath. It's not too deep to step into, and there's no, you know, mucking around with some of the showers where you have to go through a glass door, and they're not really made for fat guys, which is what I is. This is just a shower. I'm sure if I've got enough energy I can, well, at least I could wash my hair, and you know, I can give myself a bit of a wash over. Yeah, so that's positive. Yeah, it's alright. A print on the wall which looks a little bit faded, which maybe Maybe I'd have changed that around. This is meant to be faded like that. No, I mean, it's nice. It's nice. It's not terribly modern. But then it's quite an old style hotel in a seaside town. The proof will be in the breakfast. Looking forward to the breakfast. That would be cool. That would be nice. Harry and I will be talking on and off through this episode. I could drop off. I better start unpacking stuff, though. Yeah. Right. I'll speak to you in a bit. Maybe when we're having dinner or a pint or something. More in a bit. Hi Harry. So we're at the hotel. I've told the listeners about the bridge incident and the Snickleway steep hill incident.
Yay!
Well, we overcame it anyway.
Doing very well.
Seeing as I haven't been out of the house for only once in the last month, I think, partly because we had a COVID emergency in my flat, and I didn't want to go out in case I had it and didn't know I had it.
You've done the equivalent of a few marathons, haven't you? Or one of those ones where they do lots of different activities.
Like the Krypton Factor.
Yes.
You've been researching places we can go for dinner which aren't that far from the hotel.
Yes.
We've got an Indian and we've got a general type food place. So as we've got 3 nights here, but one of them, Paul from school's taking us out to Corfe to a pub. So we can go to one of those places tonight and one of those places on Thursday night.
That'd be nice.
And I think we're going to start with the general one today and have. Well, Indian's always a good excuse for it's last night type meal. That'd be good. And I don't think because we won't be having Indian tomorrow because we'll be going to a pub, so that should work out okay. Weather is overcast, a little bit of rain in the air, but not torrential or anything.
Quite windy.
It is quite windy. Well, I was saying that to the listeners, that was one of the things. It's bad enough having to pull a suitcase up a hill, but when you've got wind trying to battle at you, although it wasn't too bad up the Snickleway because of there being walls either side of us. But anyway, so we're going to go for dinner, maybe come back for a drink at the hotel. We haven't got a busy day tomorrow. We've got kind of things to do, but we can pace ourselves. We can do what we'd like around town until about 3, and then we've got to go on the steam train, and then we'll just be waiting for Paul to arrive. So yes, we shall. We'll be doing dice and things on Thursday. So.
That'll be good.
All right, listeners, we're going to go to the restaurant. We'll report back about whether it was good. Okay. Oh yes, that means that'd be quite good. That means we might be doing dice for the Indian meal. That would be good.
That would be
because I often have similar things, so it might be quite nice for me to find something different.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Anyway, just a thought there. Back in a bit, listeners.
So, just arrived at the Purbeck House Hotel. The reception was super friendly, which was a good start. I have to say that my room feels a little bit stuck in the past. It's got dated decor and a thin, sad-looking carpet. It could certainly do with some TLC. On the bright side, there is a good sea view from my room, and it is a decent sea view.
Harry, I sent you a message. We were talking about neighbours, and I said we were talking about whether it had been renamed, and I said no, that's just a tagline. Yeah, that's not really what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about that we had our own soap opera at school, didn't we?
Oh yes,
called Detentions.
That's right. I only sort of vaguely remember it, but obviously each time it had to have a cliffhanger, didn't it, at the end of each episode.
But then we all had to, I don't know if it was just you and I don't think anybody else would have been joining. But we had to freeze, like it was freeze frame. I can only think that came from Sons and Daughters, because which I didn't actually watch at that time. Because they didn't do that in Neighbours.
I remember... Right, that's lovely, thank you. Yeah.
I think we're full.
Yeah, we're full, yeah. Have a bill, thank you. I'm sure at one point a classroom exploded.
Yes, probably.
I remember running out of the classroom because it was just about to explode.
I'm sure there must have been, I sort of remember a thing outside the classroom. I'm sure we must have done sort of, I just discovered that you're my long-lost twin sister brother, or the brother of my long-lost twin sister.
Thank you, thank you.
There's
dessert. A chocolate.
Are we using cards?
I think mine might be a bit more expensive because I got the Chardonnay. I'm going to get the olives also. So that's 8 plus 6 is 14. That's one cocktail, which is 21.50. Plus the beef lasagna, which is, so that's 37.50. They don't seem to have a service charge. So if I pay like 40 quid,
and how much for? Is that with a chip? Is that with a chip from you?
I don't think that they've they put that on there. So if I pay 40, then if you pay 25, 40 or whatever, plus a tip.
Can you pass my bag on the floor?
Of course.
So if you say you're paying 40 and I'll say, can I pay the rest?
Yeah. That's right, Paul.
Hi listeners, we're at the hotel, back at the hotel, just having a sneaky pint before bed. It's actually a bit early for bed, but, well, we've had a long day. I've got to watch Neighbours as well. We went to a restaurant and the start, what was your starter like? You had prawn cocktail.
I can say that wasn't that impressive either, sadly. It looked like, when you get those shriveled little prawns in a thing from Tesco's, and then they've emptied that on the plate, then they did the sauce separately, and then they put the sauce just dolloped on top, and then put a little bit of salad. It wasn't that impressive.
I had white baked because it's I nearly had like the brie or the camembert, the when it's heated and
gooey.
Yeah, but then I thought I was by the sea, and I thought I'd have white bake because I don't have it very often. That was pretty good, and that bread was nice. We had with the olives.
The bread was nice.
The olives were.
I like the bread.
The bread was better. The olives were a bit so-so, a bit soft, but the bread was lovely.
The bread was yummy. I agree.
Then the main meal. Let's talk about mine first. I had hunter chicken. I'm not sure. The sauce tasted like maybe barbecue. It was a nice piece of chicken.
Yeah.
I think it was all breast, which is what I like anyway. Wrapped in pancetta, is it?
Yeah.
And with cheese, and that was really good. With chips were they were kind of chunky chips. They weren't so great. But then I stuck them in the sauce, so that sort of made it more exciting. But you had the strangest lasagna. The strangest excuse for the lasagna that anyone I've ever seen. What was it basically?
So basically what they had done is they had fried some minced beef, put that down on a plate, boiled probably one sheet of lasagna, draped it over the mince, So the mince wasn't in the bolognese sauce or anything, it's just beef mince that's been fried. They drape the lasagna sheet, one lasagna sheet over the top.
You don't usually have just one lasagna sheet for a start. It's layered, usually about 4 or 5 with the meat in between each layer.
No. And then on top of the lasagna sheet, they then had grated some cheddar cheese and then probably stuck it in an oven for 10 or 15 minutes to melt the cheese on top. And then that was presented to me. So there's no bechamel sauce, there was no layers, and there was no, the meat wasn't in a bolognese sauce, there was no tomatoiness at all, it was just solid.
Was it a mistake? Was it a new type of lasagna that all the kids are talking about?
I don't often review. The thing is that I feel I don't think they're bad people, and I think they can't possibly have wanted that. What turned up on the plate, I don't think. If they knew any better. So something had either gone wrong or they don't know what a lasagna is.
It reminds me a bit of Toby telling me about what his, because I don't think cooking at his house when he was a kid was always very good, that his mum used to do cheese pie, and that would be like a portion of cheddar cheese, like unwrapped, with some of that roll pastry over the top, and then stuck in the oven.
You're kidding.
So that was a cheese pie. That was a block of cheese. I think a lot of cooking in their house was a bit like that.
I guess that's a form of child abuse.
You sort of lost your mojo for the meal after that, so we didn't stop for dessert.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't want to get out of that.
Well, I mean, prices in restaurants are now at that point where it's almost.
Yeah, they charge £16 or something each for our meals. Your meal wasn't so bad, but mine was dreadful.
It means that if you're having 2 or 3 courses, it starts to pile up the price-wise.
It was already piling up because I'd had that glass of white wine. That was $7.50 for the glass.
That was almost double price of mine. And my cider was expensive, but it was still about half the price of yours. And actually, also, when you know that you can get Copperberg from the supermarket for about £1 a bottle.
I mean, the white wine was nice. The Chardonnay that I had with it was nice, but it just couldn't eliminate the taste. And so, the lasagna was awful, and those chips were just tasteless. I mean, it's just.
You're starting to get quite busy in there and quite hot in there as well.
It's very popular, and I can only think that's because people haven't actually tasted lasagna, or I don't know. Maybe that's what they now think.
We probably won't be going, unfortunately, listeners, to the Indian restaurant, or at least not that one, because maybe we'll be out and about tomorrow, we might see different things. The Indian looked more like a takeaway Indian where you could sit at a push, but it wouldn't be a nice experience. We looked across at the road at another restaurant. You said it looked possible.
It looked okay. It looked high end. It's a wine bar, but it does food. It looked high end. There were decent table and chairs and so on. So
we'll see about that. I mean, tomorrow we're okay because Paul's taking us to the pub in Corfe. So I couldn't tell. And if it's the same pub as I've been to with him before, the food was nice there. Although,
I might just avoid lasagna just in case.
Just in case it's a plague spreading through the Dorset countryside and lasagnas are being decimated. I talked to my friend Gianluca in Italy, and I hear him sobbing down the phone because often lasagna in Italy is not the main meal. It's like a
starter.
That's what sort of. That's why I want to procure friendships with Italians because I'm always interested in what you're supposed to have. I always kind of shamble my way through an Italian menu, being not sure whether have I just ordered two starters,
right,
or one. Have I ordered a main meal thinking it's a starter, or have I ordered? What are you supposed? What would an Italian order from an Italian menu? Or I would just like to have a meal with an Italian who would say, "Oh no, you wouldn't have that and that." You know, sometimes I like, if I have a pizza in an Italian restaurant, I also want a bit of pasta, or I want some gnocchi or something. But is that a weird thing to do? Is that, you know, does it matter? You know, but considering that Italians can get very cross if you have a cappuccino after a certain time of the day, that's why I imagine that their food protocol must be quite precise. Or
might well be.
Hopefully one day I shall have a meal.
You'll discover.
But anyway, well, tomorrow we shall see what we see as far as. Well, we know we're going on the train.
Yeah. We've got the arcade in the morning, haven't we? Arcade.
Arcade. We want to have fish and chips one day, but we're not. Well, maybe we're tempted for Thursday lunchtime, and then which means we've got the option of having maybe a smaller meal in the evening, or maybe even getting a picnic meal to have back in the hotel room if we're doing something dicey that involves.
Yeah.
Oh, have we told you? We'll tell you about the dice thing. I have to mention that we might decide we've got something. You did say something about somehow using the dice to do a crossword, but I'm not quite sure.
It could be. I've never done the crossword.
No, we never done.
No, never done.
We'd
have to get a newspaper, and then we would have to do a crossword.
We could buy one of the better ones, which have got good crosswords.
Exactly.
How would that relate to the dice?
Well, no, that would have to be one option. So it might be that you'd have to come up with 6 options. Well, normally you'd come up with 6 options, but you could come up with 3 options. So roll 1 and 2, do Sudoku.
Yeah.
Roll 2 and 4, do a crossword. Roll 3 and 5. You'd come up with some sort of activity, like write a poem.
We could buy a quiz. A book from a newsagent or something.
Or colouring in book.
I used to like. I was never very good at them, but do you remember logic problems?
Yeah.
I like if the person who has red hair isn't called Nick and doesn't work in a
right.
And I got to the point where my brain was hurting. They used to stop, but I liked the idea of them. And I'd usually do the first 1 or 2 quite well, but then my brain would just kind of go, can't cope with it. So, anyway, we'll see what we see. We'll probably say good night now, listeners. I might message. I don't know. I might do a message back in the room. We'll see. Or otherwise, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Good night.
Good night, listeners.
Good night.
No, don't stay up too late, will you? Make sure you turn the light out. Oh, that's the funny thing. Here we go. Davey gets really weird about bedtime. I'm not sure whether he wants me to go to bed at a certain time. I don't know whether. More recently he's been sleeping in my bed during the day. I don't know whether he doesn't like me going to my bed or he wants me to go to my bed earlier than I go to my bed, because some nights if I'm editing I stay up quite late. Anyway, one night when he sees that I'm going there, he could be in his little bed. He gets out of his bed and he kind of has to go in front, nearly tripping me up to my bed. And then he sits with me for a bit and then he leaves. Well, the other day I got into bed and maybe it was a little bit before midnight and I thought I'm going to read for a bit.
Yeah.
And so I kept the light on. And after about 5 minutes, little face comes around the door.
Oh.
Like, are you still got the light on? You know it's quite late. And he goes away again and I keep on reading. And then he comes back again. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to bed, I'm turning the light on. He's basically turned into my mother when I was
exactly.
When I was about 10 or something. He's the weirdest cat in the best possible way.
Oh, I miss. Oh.
Listeners, as it's the end of the first day, we're going to take a little break, and we're going to see how other people who are connected with the show, how they got on with their holidays. First up, we've got some messages from Muffley on tour, so we'll listen to those now.
Bonsoir, mes amis. Well, we're here at the Toulon ferry terminal, waiting to depart for Corsica. We've still got quite a way to go in terms of time. It's going to be about another hour and a half before we board. So we're just milling around. This is real sort of joys of travelling territory. But there we go. We have coffee, which is all that matters, even though it's overpriced, but never mind. And yeah, we leave just before midnight and we travel for 13 hours and then we arrive into Porto Vecchio in Corsica at roughly 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. And then it's a short taxi ride to our hotel, and depending on how much sleep we've had on the ferry, we'll just get to the hotel and sort of collapse for a while. I think the last time I was on an overnight ferry was at uni, on a DFDS ferry from Harwich to Gothenburg. And obviously, the folly of youth, we were up most of the night partying, so it's going to be quite the different experience this time, that's for sure. But I hear the weather is not that great in the UK. It's been pretty nice here. In fact, it was quite nice that we had a little bit of cloud and wind, so I've not burnt to a crisp. Not just yet. So watch this space. But there we go. We have a week in Corsica. So yeah, a new experience for me and for Angelique. She's never been. So yes, we'll see how we get on. Bye for now. Riding the Corsican breeze, enjoying the air and the breeze. It's lovely out here and not things to fear, and I don't know how long it's going to take until we get back to Porto Vecchio. But yeah, managed to get some sleep. The sun's out, peu de vent, and we didn't bother with the restaurants this morning because A, they were heaving, and B, the usual thing have just been ridiculously overpriced. So nothing else. I'm going to be losing weight at this rate. Anyway, bye-bye.
Dear Point of View, I went to Corsica with some trepidation, thinking it would not be a patch on the Great British Seaside holiday, but I have to admit I was pleasantly surprised. No faithless drunks falling out the nearest Wetherspoons and just carnage all over the beach. Instead, just nice, pleasant family holiday with people enjoying themselves and making the most of the sun. More please, BBC.
Good morning from Santa Giulia. We're back at the beach. We were at another beach yesterday, Palambaggio, which was good, but there seemed to be like a forced intense gale blowing through, so it kind of put the edge on things a bit. But today, yeah, it's a bit further down the coast. Very, very busy, but just a very nice atmosphere in general. As I said before, just not like, shall we say, British beaches in terms of loads of lads drinking, causing trouble. Just a very, very nice family atmosphere, and absolutely no sewage as well. The sea is crystal clear, and as I'm wading through the water, I can see lots of fish swimming around. So yes, it's absolutely gorgeous. So today, losing track of days, doing nothing you do on holiday. Today is Monday. We get the ferry back to Toulon on Wednesday. So this is pretty much our last beach day. Tomorrow we'll just stay at the hotel by the pool, and I'll recover from any sunburn I may incur today. But so far so good. And then, yeah, back to Toulon. And then I've just got a couple of days there. And I'll be home on Saturday. So yes, I'll be home to a grumpy cat and maybe inclement weather, but making the most of it for the moment.
L'embarquement aura lieu à 6h45. Je répète, nous vous informons qu'en raison du ravitaillement du navire, l'arrivée de demain matin est prévue à 5h15, mais le débarquement aura lieu à 6h45.
Good morning from Toulon. We are on the ferry. We've arrived. But as you can hear by the general hubbub, which hasn't been provided by special sound this morning, we're waiting to get off, or disembark, if you want to call it that. I'm a bit frazzled. But having said that, managed to get quite a lot of sleep last night. 13 hours on a ferry with a cabin is much more preferable to 13 hours flying long haul economy, let's put it that way. Yeah, it's been weird on a ferry. It's like going back in time. I first went on a ferry, ironically, to France in 1979. Nothing much has seemed to change in terms of the decor and the overpriced food and all the rest of it. But yeah, pretty much we just spent all our time in the cabin being rock and roll, drinking water and doing crosswords, and then we've managed to get a load of sleep. And now the cool thing that we can do, that we're in Toulon, is we can get the boat taxi back to where Angelique's parents live in Les Sablettes. So we'll just be walking across the port, just 5 minutes or so, and then yeah, we get the boat taxi, and then I have been promised crêpes for breakfast. I was going to say petit déjeuner there you go. I'm trying to think in two languages. So still a bit frazzled, as you can tell, but pretty good journey. And now I have just 2 more nights in France, and then it's back to the UK. Good morning from Marseille Airport. It's lovely and warm and sunny. I'm not sure what it'll be like when I get back in Leeds, but yeah, we are going to be flying first of all to Amsterdam in about an hour, and it was very stress-free as well. Trip to the airport, check-in and security, so I'm feeling lovely and relaxed and just waking my way to the gate. So yeah, just one last thing to say. It's been good, but yeah, definitely time to come home now.
Morning, listeners. I can't stay long. I need to get ready to go down to breakfast. I could do with a longer line in bed. I didn't get to sleep that early, really. I was chatting. It's my fault. I'm not good at going to bed early, and anyway, I didn't find this bed very comfortable. It's a single bed, and it really is a small single bed. It's not really made for a full-size man. Yeah. So I need to get ready to go down to breakfast. I wonder if Harry's had a better night. Yeah. Don't think there's much more to say. Yeah, I just stayed up till after midnight, nattering with people and texting people and watching. I watched Neighbours episode 2, and I watched a bit of this thing with Jenna Coleman called Wilderness, which I've been watching. And the chair in the room is not the most comfortable. It's quite a low-backed chair. And I called my mum for a bit to tell her what we've been up to. I tried to use my laptop and do a bit of editing, but I just couldn't really get a comfortable position. But I actually did. I actually, achieved more than I expected to, considering. The next episode is now ready to, at time of recording, the next episode, which is the Pride 48 live streaming weekend episode, which, as I say, will be out by now. I've got all the files in the right place. I've got the title music in the right place, the episode bot in the right place. It's all ready. So I achieved something. But anyway, now I've got to work out where I put my laptop during the day. Anyway, I'm hoping I've revived enough to go walking around town. I took some painkillers in the middle of the night when I woke up, so hopefully they're working a bit already. So yeah, okay. Go down to breakfast. I need to get ready. Yes, just wanted to update you. I'm half asleep still. Oh dear, I've been setting my alarm and then setting it again and then setting it again, and sleeping a bit more and sleeping a bit more. Well, dozing a bit more. But now I really do have to get up because I've got 15 minutes before Harry knocks on the door. Okay, I'll stop talking. That would help. Oh dear. So we went down to breakfast. Actually, Harry went down ahead of me because I was too slow and I needed more time. So Harry went down. Actually, he must have polished off his breakfast really quickly because I was only 15 minutes later and all he had was coffee left on his table. So he really piled in. And I had some cereal. I think they must have labelled the boxes wrong because I went for the honey nut cornflakes and those cornflakes were definitely not honey nut cornflakes. They were just cornflakes, I think. And then I had sausage, egg, bacon, mushrooms, baked beans, potato things, and a not very well cooked egg, fried egg, and coffee. And I was quite full up after that. I didn't bother going back to more coffee or anything else. If we've got 2 more days here, I can select something different on a different day. So back to the hotel room, a little bit of a rest, and then we're heading down into town. So it's supposed to rain in about 15 minutes after we head out. So umbrellas the ready. I'm not sure I'll be getting that ice cream I was hoping for. Well, certainly not sitting by the sea, but there you go. Oh well. Hi listeners, we're along the prom, I suppose this is. I thought I'd record. It's a bit of a windy day. Oh, it's a little bit of a windy day, but we're a little bit sheltered at the moment with buildings. Well, I hope we are. The rain hasn't arrived yet. It's supposed to have arrived about half an hour ago, but Harry's just bought the dice for the dice game. Very handsome colours they are as well. We're going to walk along the front. Hopefully the arcade is still there with a cafe. I've scouted out I've scouted out an ice cream shop for one of the days, and potentially 2 fish and chip shops where we can sit down. But they won't be for today. But I've sent a message on to Paul from school to say where we'll be later. Rain's sort of starting now. Whether it's going to come and go, but anyway, we're going to head on to the arcade, hopefully, if it's still there. Yes. Hi listeners, we're in a bar called the Galley Bar. We're having tea and coffee, and I also had a Coke because I'm greedy, and we had cake. Harry had what did Harry have? What did you have, Harry? What cake? What cake did you have? Harry had lemon drizzle cake and I had carrot cake, and that was pretty good. The rain hasn't really come on as bad as they said it was going to, not yet. But the bar is very close to the sea, and the sea is splashing over the railing, so I wouldn't want to be sitting out there myself, but there we go. We haven't got as far as the arcade yet. We're sort of opposite the arcade, but we've got really nice comfortable seats as well, so we might just have a sleep now for a bit. We'll see. In the arcade now. I've cashed in £10 into £10 coins. I don't know if I'm going to spend all £10. Harry's trying a different machine. I got start. Those 2. Okay. 0 means nothing. 0 means you lose your money. I didn't realise that. Okay, so that's all my money gone. Okay. I see 0 means 0. I'm not very clever, am I? Try again. Okay, let's try again. Oh, that's maybe better. Hold that, and then no. Damn, that's it. That's okay. Right. Well, I quite like the seat. I might just sit here in the seat for a bit. I wonder how Harry's doing. Oh, dear. Harry's gone through really complicated games. Like, really, I went for an old-fashioned game and he's gone for, like, I don't know, lots of special effects. Let's see. How's it going?
I've won £37.
You've won £27?
No, 37.
37? Oh my.
The thing is that I can't get this out of the machine.
What happens if you say take win?
Where's that?
Well, start, but it says start or take win.
Yes, I know, but when I do that, it plays a game.
Oh, I see.
Do like that, it's just taking £1 away. How do I take the winning?
What game are you playing? Golden? 777?
Yeah. How do I get the money then for?
Ask the guy. Ask the guy if there's... Oh gosh.
Main menu.
I mean, that was £1.
Left.
Then you will take it and cash it in at the till.
Oh, I get you. Oh, do that now.
Or is it giving? What is that? Is it? Oh no, it's giving you money.
It's giving you money. Eric always laughs because I always make lots of money whenever I go gambling.
Take that one out before he tries and takes it back in.
Oh yeah, good money.
I mean, there used to be like 10p every go, like for each. If you were doing like this, that last game I played was £1, just for one spin of the thing. I mean, I know you've done very well, but
because every time, whenever we went to Gran Canaria, I'd win 200 or 300 quid on a €5 stake. It's so funny. He'd be like thinking, how the hell did you do that? It's so funny. So what I want to do is, I
thank you. That's so kind of you.
What?
Donating to charity. I'm a charity. Did you know that?
Hello. What I'm going to do?
Thank you.
Is
yes, I know. Thank you.
I'm going to keep.
Thank you. Are you going to tear it in half?
No, I'm going to keep that now.
Yeah.
What I originally started with was £10.
Yes.
So that's what I've got there, and now I'm going to lose the £10 and then walk out with 30 quid.
Yeah.
Hooray.
We shall be giving to charity. Podcast charity.
Wow.
Well, you know, every donation.
That seems to be set up very recently.
No, the Ko-fi page. You must have seen me advertising on Facebook.
Oh, I see.
To help with the funding of this. He likes being on the podcast, listeners, but he doesn't want to help fund the the production of it. You see, this is the trouble. Some nice listeners have been giving money to help me out, but not this one who's just won 30 quid on a one-armed bandit. Well, he's got any arms, this one, never mind. Harry, what have you done now?
Won £25 on the £4 stay.
I was using a machine 2 machines down from yours.
Yeah.
And had absolutely no luck at all.
Right.
If you go missing, I'll know that.
This is I'm going to give up work now.
It's for the Charlotte Podcast Fund, I see. Thank you.
No.
So mean. He hates me. He wins and he wins. He's won 60 quid already.
I'll see if I can get rid of this. This is my other problem with...
Yeah, such a bad problem.
No, seriously, sometimes I just can't leave.
Poor you.
Leave plastic because it's win all the bloody time.
Oh dear, it's so terrible.
Get rid of 5 quid quite quickly.
You used to get like 10 goes for a pack of quid.
I know, it's 20p a go, isn't it? Quite.
When I played it was like 50p, I think. I don't know, it says 50p play and 30p. I don't know what was going on there.
Layer 3.
What have you won now?
No, it's one of these ones where you have to do the big one. This will either work well or not. Oh, it didn't work. That's another fiver.
Harry's won another fiver. We might as well not be here, listeners. It's like... Add another 2. Oh dear, what a shame.
All gone. So 7 quid.
The Charlotte Podcast Fund thanks you. Just give us your bank details and be sure. That's probably number 1, that tune you're playing there. The TikTok generation.
Hey, flex, that was on the £5 stake. This is it, I just think one thing, let's get rid of the 30p.
Yeah, get rid of that 30p.
Hey. There we go, so shall we?
Well, I'm presuming that there's still, I hope that there's further down there is still sort of, I want to do those things where you like pick up a teddy bear with a grabby claw, with a grabby claw that doesn't ever grab properly.
That's right, yes, we'll do that.
Yes, I want to see if that's still there.
Yeah. Oh, I've got...
So if you have more than...
There's 1
Yeah, if you give me a pounder, then you get 5 goes.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so if I put that in there then?
Yeah, put it in there. Right, I'm grabbing a Pooh Bear, Eeyores, and I'm going for that Tigger. Come on, Tigger. That hand didn't even attempt to grab.
It's such an impressive claw.
I'm going to try and go for this piglet. It's there, and then go on, piglet. Oh no, that wasn't very good judging. Oh no!
Oh, it's got his ears.
It's got his ears. I'm going to try for a Pooh Bear. Come on, Pooh. Oh, it's got the furthest to go. This trouble. Oh no, I wasn't that good. Oh no! Oh, he picked him up. Come on.
That's 25.25 is...
It's so mean. So mean to me. I didn't get a Pooh Bear. I gave up on doing the picking up animals thing because there was no point. I was just taking a rest by one of those shuffleboard machines, which is 2p a go. I didn't really have any 2p's, so I was just sitting to have a rest. And then suddenly a couple of machines down from me, a load of coins flew out automatically, like with nobody there, so I'm using the coins. Nothing's happened. I'm just putting the money back into the machine, I think. The luck is not with me. Whereas Harry's probably won another 30 quid. So we did donate a quid to the Solo Podcast Fund so I could get a Pooh Bear. Not that I did get a Pooh Bear. Listeners, our luck is hopeless. Hi listeners, I did a little better at the arcade after I last spoke to you. I went on another one-armed bandit or whatever you call them. I put my last 3 quid in and ended up winning about 7 quid, although I guess 3 quid of that was mine anyway. But anyway, I left the arcade only £3 down from my original £10. Harry's going to get a sandwich, but I haven't heard from him. Don't know if he found one. We're sort of doing our own thing until we go to the train, I think. I'm sitting outside. I've just had an ice cream, absolutely bucketing down, but I'm under shelter. I've got a fizzy drink, a cup of tea, and a double scoop of ice cream, which I finished. And I'm worried about the pot it was in blowing away in a minute, but yeah, you can't see out to sea now because it's so misty. Oh, there goes my ice cream. I had banoffee pie and rhubarb and ginger ice cream, and yeah, it's pretty nice. But as I say, it's not nice out here. But I've just seen that Harry's returned, so I'll speak to you again in a bit. Hi listeners, we've made it to the railway station at Swanage. We stopped via Greg's for coffee, actually not coffee, tea and pizza slices, and did the final dash to the station just as the rain really came down, and it's windy as well, so it makes it even harder. But we've got about 45 minutes before the train. So yeah, we'll just rest up here and get our tickets. And as I probably said, we're only going as far as Corfe. I don't know that Harry will be going up to the castle in this weather. There are a couple of shops. Otherwise, we'll be based in the pub until we hear from Paul. Anyway, still got the nice choo-choo's rain to entertain us. Last time I went on the steam train with Callum, it was that Christmas thing, and unfortunately you couldn't really get the ambience of the steam train because it was all flashing lights and Christmas music. It was very fun, it was very good fun, and nice to be there with Callum, but I was keen to get the steam train experience more authentically for the podcast, even in this horrible weather. I've been on the steam train like in December and the weather's been far nicer than it is today. It's been cold but sunny. Today it's wet and not sunny, and it's September. I hate living in Britain. Last week it was absolutely sweltering and you couldn't go anywhere and we had to have our fans on. And this week it's Arctic and wet and
Is this the one?
This is the one, it's not going anywhere yet.
No. I just wondered if it might be a good idea to get seats, or you wanted to do the shop, didn't you?
I'll go and do the shop now.
Do the shop now.
Listeners, we're on the train, but it's not left yet. But we're brainstorming our dice game things tomorrow.
Would you feel okay making the choice of fish and chip restaurants, making that choice by
as long as we don't end up in one where we have to go upstairs.
No, I mean, yeah, it's one of those things where you can rig it somewhat, so you can do a dice option, but you have to, if you have two really good choices, then you could say 1, 2, 3 could be choice A, 4, 5, 6 could be choice B. The thought is that we shouldn't have anything that we would hate doing, but there would be some things which maybe we wouldn't normally do, but might be an interesting thing to do. Yeah. So I'm sort of thinking it could be like a sit-down task where that could be like a crosswordy or Sudoku or puzzle book task.
I don't know how you feel about it. I know we're trying to put it all into Thursday, but I'm tempted to use the dice tonight in the pub with Paul to decide what my dinner.
Well, we could do it as a preview.
Yeah, preview. I mean, it depends, because as we've said, some of the prices in these pubs are ridiculous. I'm not paying for a £50 steak because the dice tells me to. Yeah.
No, but that's the thing, is that you always, what you can, in this time,
you could knock that one out of the list.
Exactly, you just do all good choices, all choices which are nice.
Well, I want the Dorset lasagna, that's what I would
slash. Oh God, no, never again.
Never again.
Oh dear.
I told my Italian friend, I think he went silent in the end. I think he couldn't cope with the idea. I said I don't know what it was.
Well, he didn't have to eat it. That was horrible. I'm going to do a review, but I'm going to leave it to all I've left on this, so there's no reprisals.
I didn't know they were going to throw a bag over your head when you left, and you'd be spirited away at the arcade.
I've seen a few people do like negative reviews, and the owners are like, because I was sort of thinking, if they were really nice, and I wouldn't want to do a really scathing review. But there's people that put quite constructive feedback, and the owners have been like, oh, well, take your business elsewhere. Oh, your keyboard warrior, what a snowflake, you didn't tell us to our face.
Well, you could always say that my friend's food was really nice, but something wasn't right with my lasagna in that it wasn't a lasagna. It wasn't a lasagna.
Okay, so
they've got the work experience people in, or is that what they think of lasagna? I mean, I've made a lasagna. If I can make a lasagna,
yeah, I know. So I've come up with different headings.
Yeah.
For different ways that we could use the dice. I mean, will we go to a pub tomorrow also, do you think?
Well, we might end up just to shelter from the rain.
Yeah.
I quite like to use the dice to choose a pub of beer or something.
Yeah, exactly. We might end up at...
you could also put a heading for leisure straight entertainment, because we said we'd have that Avengers evening.
Yes, it will have to be basically one where you would have to come up with say maybe 3 choices for the first companion, and then also another 3 choices for the second companion.
I was either going to say that, or I was going to split 24 episodes into dice rolls.
That's also possible.
So we can work out how to do it.
In fact, that might be better.
It'd be quite good.
It's more random.
Because then, if it wasn't a good episode, it's not my fault.
Exactly.
No, they're yours. That's that tight. That's
okay, pub drinks, and then
well,
did you say entertainment and
well, no, entertainment. So I could choose 6 episodes and we could roll it.
Let's make it more random. I like the idea of just picking
that would still be me. I'd still be picking 6 really good episodes. It might be quite good stuff. If you get one that's not so good, then
or you might think, oh, actually, I've seen it and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was.
Yeah. There's not that many that are really like that, but still, yes.
Is it so bad that it's good, or just bad?
I guess we could count how many episodes there are in a season, and then if we get a 6, we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we'd probably do 2 dice rolls. So you rolled 6, so then we'd have all the 6s, and then I doubt there'd be more than 6 6s.
I've got an idea, but we'll sort out something in a second. So we've got a sit-down task, we've got a creative task, choice of restaurants, choice of fish and chip restaurants, possibly pub drinks, might do that more than once, maybe today and also tomorrow, and entertainment and leisure. Anything else, any type of other categories or not? I think that pretty much covers it, doesn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
We're going to exhaust ourselves. Okay, so if we do a sit-down task, can we come up with 3 different choices which might be fun to do?
Well, the crossword, that's
yeah. So if we say that 1 and 2, if we throw a 1 and 2, we do the crossword.
going to do it from the front, but he's going the other way.
Crossword from a paper.
I mean, we could do the drink, although I might just want a soft drink triple, or we'll see. We might do a premium type.
So 3 and 4. So we've got crossword 3 and 4. We could get one of those puzzle books.
And then it came back up that track.
Are we looking at any particular type of puzzle book?
It went back to the front.
So unless we get one of those ones that's a few different types.
Now, so we've got crossword from paper, puzzle book. The only thing I can think of as a sit-down task would be a Sudoku.
I don't really know how those work. You have to tell me about it.
Let me put in Sudoku. Hopefully, I can't think of any other sit-down tasks. Can you?
Bill? Will Day gave us a lecture.
Okay, so now next one would be the creative task.
Yes, he did. He did. I beg your pardon. Yes, he did.
So if we can think up of 3 different things,
100-word story.
I was thinking.
Right, okay, so if we throw a 1 or a 2, one.
I don't know where it came from.
It'd be nice if we could come up with 6 actually.
100-word story limerick.
100-word story.
And if you do a limerick, at least that's a very set.
3 and 4, a limerick.
Yeah, at least that's a very short poem. It's not
a limerick. 5 and 6.
France and Belgium after the First World War.
Was we all there?
We could, I don't know,
they shipped them out.
Right, some sort of
they did it.
You write about me and I write about you, like some sort of, like not exactly a wedding speech, like not a wedding speech,
okay.
Like we could either roast each other or we could be really nice about it.
Really nice,
yeah,
really nice. Eulogy.
Starvation.
Yeah, we could do it like it was a eulogy, but this is Harry who died. Like Dominic eating Dorset lasagna. He threw himself out of the window, it was so bad.
Okay, then, did we know what those 2 fish and chip restaurants were?
There was the one, but you could say arcade, the arcade one.
The arcade one. Is that the one with the touchscreens?
Yeah.
Am I going to do 1, 2, 3 for the arcade one?
I don't think we could tell that well, we could just do other cafe as a third one. And find another,
or find another one, 4, 5, 6.
We have seen other cafes we could try.
other fish and chips?
Because the second fish and chip shop is the one near where we sat. There were two there, but I don't even know the other one was properly open during the day. It did look very dark.
So okay.
Do the two fish and chips or another place.
Now, with pub drinks, do we leave it to when we are in the actual pub?
We might have to, or we could.
I'm giving my brain a rest.
Or we could do generic types of drinks.
Is there a particular? Or is there a
we could do type of? We could say stout, lager.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Cider. Gin,
let's see if we can come up with 6 different ones that we would all be willing to try. So, one would be stout. 2 would be
lager. Could be bitter.
We're going.
Could be like a bitter. There we go.
A bitter. 3 could be bitter. 4 could be cider.
4 could be cider. We could do one. Say a local.
Oh, a local.
It doesn't matter what type.
Local type of drink. Local drink.
I mean,
and then 6
would be like spirit.
A spirit.
We might have to roll for this. If it gets spirit, we might have to roll
for it.
The type of spirit.
I mean, I do hate whiskey, but I would be willing to try a whiskey. There's sometimes you have a whiskey and it tastes smoky or oaky or whatever. It can be. You can see why people might like it.
So listeners, we got off the train. All that planning we were doing, the journey went very, very quickly, and now we're basically just got to go to the pub and wait for, rather than maybe me looking into a shop, got to go into a pub, and it was only 20 past 3, so the whole journey only took about 20 minutes. Well, and sadly, Harry won't be going to the castle because he'd get blown off.
Lol.
What? Usually he doesn't mind.
That's for me, great, thank you.
Big job for it? Yes, for me, thank you very much. Great, thank you.
That's a quite young.
I think it's very nice of them to do the new Doctor Who for my 50th anniversary. They did it with, do you know, for my 40th they did it as well. They did a special episode. They did a special episode for me.
It's just uncanny.
It's just nice to be singled out like that. I mean,
well, it's not singled out. I mean, they love you.
They love me. I think Kylie had a word.
For about 3 years, but it didn't really pay the rent so much. So then I decided to get into tax, and that's when I was in tax for absolutely ages and moved to London in 2000. And then later I did a degree in philosophy at Birkbeck. So I've got a degree in maths and a degree in philosophy.
Which do you prefer?
They're both different, very, very different disciplines.
You've got to avoid taxing.
A lot of things say again, darling.
He's got to be philosophical about it.
He's got to be philosophical about stuff. There you go.
These are very old jokes that Harry's heard many times.
Yeah.
But I've got a new audience today.
That's okay. That's all right.
Considerable. No, I haven't. Well, I haven't done the taxing joke before.
But you've always known about this one, really.
Really?
It's a completely civilised.
Oh, is it?
And very balanced.
Oh, really?
Oh, we're like Paul and I like.
We can make it much worse.
We're like throwing food across the room at each other.
Oh, right, okay.
He's like the wildwood. He's like throwing his. Well, he's usually throwing bits of his food at dinner at me. He hasn't finished, which I quite enjoy.
The best thing about the philosophy degree was making friends on the course, actually, and I've made quite a few friends. And I've stayed over the last, whatever it was, 10 years.
Really? Wow.
Someone came.
Hi listeners, we're back at the hotel. Didn't get a proper chance to talk to Paul on the show, but, well, you probably heard a little bit of us chatting there. We'll actually be seeing him again pretty soon. My visits back to Salisbury are going to happen in quicker succession over the next 2 or 3 months. So anyway, it was very nice to see him. We had a nice dinner, and Harry and I had a drink in the Banker's Arms beforehand, and we recorded a little sketch, which you will probably hear, I don't know, relatively soon. But anyway, yes, it was nice to see Paul. I had chicken schnitzel, which was rather nice, and sticky toffee pudding. Yeah, all very good, all very nice. Paul's now off to his hotel. He actually drove us past the flat that he owns in Swanage, although it wasn't that easy to see because it's dark, but anyway, it's only just after 8 o'clock. It feels later somehow, but Paul's got to go to his hotel and then he's got to get back to work at normal time tomorrow morning, so it's very nice of him to come out tonight and chauffeur us back to our door. But Harry and I are having a little drinky now before bed. I think most people are probably out having their dinner, but so we've got the lounge to ourselves. I might get him to say good night before we turn in for our big dice day tomorrow. Harry, we had a nice dinner, didn't we, with Paul from school?
Yeah, it was actually a nice meal.
And it wasn't Dorset lasagna today. You had the same as me.
Yeah, I had chicken schnitzel and some red cabbage.
I like red cabbage, but I thought it was a little bit dry red cabbage.
It was dry.
So I didn't eat that. Unusual for me, I didn't eat all of my portion, but I had a few mouthfuls of it.
Yeah, it wasn't one where it's sort of drenched in sauce and sugar and whatever.
No.
But still, it was quite nice because it was refreshing and crunchy. And
the chicken schnitzel was very posh, really. It was a lot more artisan or high-end chicken schnitzel compared.
I thought that they could have the mushroom sauce thing that they put in. I think that
they could have put it over the.
Just drenched it.
Maybe they thought you would do that yourself, but there wasn't really enough to drench it.
No, the mushroom sauce was actually really nice.
Yeah, but it was good. Anyway, I've just had a Guinness and you've just had a pint, and it's time for. It is 9:30. It's about an hour later than we went to bed yesterday. Although, I mean, I didn't go to bed till late. I've got to go and watch Neighbours now. But anyway, well, more action tomorrow. Indeed. Listeners, it's time to listen. Well, I think this will be a two-parter. So coming up, we have messages from Nick from a holiday he had with Ali quite recently, and we'll share with you the first 2 or 3 or 4 days, depending on how long the messages are. Okay, have a listen.
This is Nick and Ali on the holiday. And
Kinger, 20 years.
20 years are. Is he a Basset? No, he's not Basset.
No.
He's what is he?
He's a Rottweiler.
He's a Rottweiler. And our little toy Rottweiler who I gave to Ali Valentine's Day 2003, just before we got married.
This is his 20th year going on holiday with us.
And I distinctly remember.
Hello.
And I distinctly remember him at our honeymoon. He came with us at Southbourne, but he also came to us the Rob Roy Foyle, and that's where we're going. We're heading.
Yeah, back to the Rob Roy pool. Ooh, yippee, island fling.
But he was there on our actual honeymoon, and we're going the long way round. Yeah, we're pacing out the journey quite nicely, and we're here in Manchester.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very smooth journey. I think it's fair to say at the beginning, because we've been working. We're both pretty knackered.
Yep.
And did you enjoy the journey up today?
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
We had
but good thing we bought bits and pieces with us, because there was no buffet or anything on the train.
We've got a huge bits and pieces bag. Basically, we're heading for the Rob Roy, but we're to break up the journey a bit. We're detouring Manchester. We're wanting to detour to Blackpool, but we're having to detour to Manchester because there's a strike on tomorrow, and the only way where you can get is from Manchester. Yes, we very nice journey up to Manchester from Wales, and a warring American couple where the girl was pregnant, and they had a bit of a barney at the end. They started the journey canoodling, and they ended up arguing. And there was a young girl, couldn't have been more than 10, and she was travelling on her own.
I know.
Terrible. So a good start to the Hollybobs, and here we are in Travelodge, which we've got discount thanks to you working at Travelodge.
And we got a coffee pod machine we have.
Yeah, we have. Very smart it is.
Glug, glug, glug.
I'm glad you know how to work it. And we're just going to slob down and watch our new Blu-ray and DVD player with some itsy bitties that we brought with us. So we'll leave you now. Tomorrow we're going to Blackpool, and we're going to stay over with Heather, who Paul knows. But we're staying with her, and we'll be catching up, and that'll be nice too. And catching up with the theatre. The theatre is the Grand Theatre.
Yeah, the Grand
Theatre.
In Blackpool.
In our Blackpool days, back in the day, we used to go there when we had the Blackpool trips when Ali's dad was alive, and we used to go and see Ken. Well, I don't think I've seen Ken Dodd there, but he was a very large part of it. But I saw John Inman there in 2000. The first time I went up with you.
Yep. The Grand Theatre was going to be a shopping arcade, but Doddy did 72 shows in total, and every person that came and saw the show had a share, and every single penny from the ticket sales all went to the fund to save the theatre, and basically he would have probably carried on. I mean, it took 72 shows to raise the amount of money needed, but I think he would have carried on and on and on doing as many shows as needed. So, yeah.
But anyway, that's all to come tomorrow. We've just walked through Manchester, a vast city. I was last here in 1991, seeing Lisa Wardle, who I think, Paul, you used to write to, maybe, as one of our Doctor Who pen friends. And I attended their Doctor Who local group meeting in the pub. I can't remember much about it apart from it being very large. But it's a thriving city for sure, and it's got some nice old bits as well. And we're on the edge of Salford, which was featured in the Lowry main match store Kits and Dogs. Will tell us all about your ways and all about them Salford days, etc. You're just an ordinary chap. And so forth. Anyway, I'll leave you to it now. So, signing off on the 19th of July, and see you soon. Hello, here we are, day 2 of the holiday, 20th of July, 2023. We started the day in Manchester, Piccadilly, Manchester, overlooking a very large river. I don't know what the name of the river was.
It's a canal.
A canal. We had a Travelodge breakfast, which had a particularly unpleasant watery juice. we got hit by the train strike. We had to get the bus from Preston to... Oh, yeah, we got the bus from Preston to Blackpool. We saw all the sights with Blackpool. And we're in Blackpool staying with our... Well, Paul, you know her of old.
Hello.
Do you know that voice? It's Heather. It's Heather. Heather, it's lovely to see you. I think it's been a couple of years, hasn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
COVID got in the way of
life.
Life in general. But I think last time I was up, I think for some reason Tracy was down, and you two have been my friends since the early 90s, and great friends. So I thought, let's get a meeting for it.
And we got on so well.
Yeah.
that she gave me a ton of wool. So she came to Blackpool. I was expecting a carrier bag full, and she brought one of the biggest clear stacker boxes. She said I could even keep the stacker boxes, and we turned them into gnomes.
And she's got a heart of pure gold, just like yourself.
Absolutely. We had a spot to eat with each other in Morrison's, and it was lovely.
Yeah. Oh, that's terrific. I mean, and that was also a lovely time because I walked. I had a very long walk along the seafront, and it was in November, but I like it rough. That got a Sid James laugh from Mrs. But no, we met up and Ali, yourself, myself, and your other half, Simon, have had not the cat, have just had a lovely meal at Beefeater.
We have with 40% off
with rum.
Thank God.
What was that rum thingy that I had? Rum.
Punch, wasn't it?
Punch, yes. Rum is like a girlfriend I kind of visit from time to time, you know.
Really?
And I'm kind of like...
Gives you a warm glare.
Yes, that's right. I always enjoy visiting, and it gave me a warm glare, yes.
And then you apply the cream.
Rum is wine is my wife, and rum is my mistress.
Well, actually, as you were drinking it, Heather was sort of putting the fingers in the ice and applying the cream.
Oh, splendid! So, yes.
You know.
Okay. I wasn't going to admit to that on recording. I'd had a rash on my fingers, and they sort of burn and heat up.
But that wasn't from you drinking rum, though.
But we're on your very lovely slobby sofa, and we're
watching bird puking.
No, I don't know. It's you probably know of Marie Claire, who watches all the old stuff and comments. But anyway,
Sarah Jane Adventure.
Yeah,
what? That's not old stuff.
Well, oldish, but we've been. I don't know.
Sarah Jane,
but
not the bird that's on
I was going to say.
Because she's still alive, isn't she?
We're off.
No, this bird.
Oh yeah, but she was 22 hours ago when she posted that. Anyway, getting back to
her pride octopus.
Getting back to the holiday. We're off to Scotland.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, and but yeah, we will be back soon. But it's been lovely to see you, and obviously you remember Paul and.
Of course I do. I'd love to see him again.
And of course Andy in England.
In Salisbury.
In Salisbury, in England.
I would like to have met his son at least once. I've never met his son.
Never met?
No.
Oh.
Well, Josh screamed all the way through our wedding.
I think he's just a teeny bit younger than James.
Yeah. But no, he did. Bless him. From the moment they walked into the church, the moment.
Yeah.
He left.
It's the end of Mendelssohn's wedding march, and Josh goes.
How young was he then?
I think he was 13. No, he was 2.
Yeah,
he wasn't quite 2 actually.
Does anybody have any objection?
But anyway,
and I got to watch your YouTube channel.
Yes, now you have it. You can watch all those old videos old films that we did. I think they're on there, bar one. I think I put it on originally, and because it has a character that wants to be a porn star, I got some very dodgy people kind of wanting to link up with it and basically have a conversation in Russian or whatever. And, but yeah, so that got unwanted attention. I might put it back on again, but it's got her brother in it actually as a caretaker. But yes.
Oh, did he do more than grunt?
No, I only asked.
Well, there you go.
I only required him to grunt.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Easy life then.
Anyway, I'll leave it on that note. Lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you. Take care, Paul.
Take care. Bye. See you tomorrow. Here we are on the 21st of July, 2023, and we finally made it to the Roy, have we not?
Yes, we have. Yes.
And we just had a very nice meal. And it was a pork with lovely cider sauce and everything. We were spotting all the things that have changed and things that have been the same in this hotel that we stayed in 20 years ago for our wedding anniversary, well, for our honeymoon, and where Ali stayed 30 years ago, the first time she came to Scotland. And we've had a nice time. We're sleepy now. We've just had a Glengoyne, which was very nice, 10-year-old Glengoyne, which went down very well with us both. We left Heather about this morning about lunchtime, and she very kindly drove us to Preston, and it meant we were able to catch an earlier train and actually catch the last bus from Stirling to Aberfoyle, which took us right to our, well, not quite our door, but to our hotel. So here we are, and we're doing Stirling and Callander tomorrow. So, and I will see you tomorrow.
Hi listeners. Oh, sorry, I'm a bit croaky. It's only 6:21. I haven't slept very well in this bed again. It's Thursday, the 21st of September, 2023. I didn't go to bed till after midnight. But I mean, to be honest, if I'm not going to sleep, I might as well stay up and do stuff whilst I'm still awake. I don't know. I might have had 3 or 4 hours sleep. I'm not sure. I didn't dream, which means I probably didn't get very good sleep. Difficult to get comfortable. This bed's so skinny. You know, if you turn sideways, which I sort of want to do, because it's not that comfortable. It's just not that comfortable. You're always half thinking, I'm almost off this bed. If I move too quickly, I'll fall off. So, yeah. No, anyway, I'm not going to complain. This is all an adventure. I can catch up with sleep the weekend. Yeah, I did pretty well with my editing last night, actually. I pretty much finished the 548, at least the actual main show. It's all, I just listened through and just took out a few ums. I'm sorry, I nearly, yeah. Because, as you know, I have a tendency to although I do edit, well, a lot of them out, so you won't have heard them, but I really do. I wanted to then, and I didn't. Anyway, I've just got to do the end of the episode, which is mainly a few 2 other 548 shows. I don't know if I'll put it out tonight. By the time I get to my parents on Friday, it'll probably go out, so that's good. That gives me a chance to release another 1, maybe 2 episodes before the end of the month. We'll see. I've got quite a busy week coming up next week, which will take me away from home, so just to Salisbury to see friends, but yeah, I think I might get 1 more episode out at least. The last episode of the month, at time of recording, I was intending to be a poetry episode anyway, which would happily shuffle along into October. Yeah, so I was quite pleased with myself, because it's not, there's nowhere really comfortable to sit in this room, rather sitting on the bed. I think I edited, I edited with the computer on the chair and me sitting on the bed. Anyway, I'm surprised how much I did. I just sort of listened through, which is all I really needed to do. And, yeah, I'm going to do a little bit more now. And then at least, I'm not going to try and go back to sleep. I might as well just, have a shower and do things like that, and go down to breakfast at the right time. Yeah. Okay, well, I'll probably see you at breakfast, or at the very least, yeah, today is the dice day, so we'll see how that works. I hope it's enjoyable for you listeners. I can always just give you the edited highlights. Hello, Paul, is that you? Cromitty, how you doing? Oh, I'm fine. It's you I'm worried about. I mean, I'm not worried, but thank you for calling. Yeah, I'm doing okay. Harry and I are having a nice time, and we met up with Paul from school for dinner last night. That was nice. Oh, dear Paul, you sound a bit croaky. You sound a little bit croaky too. I think it's the weather, Paul. So wet. It's wet down here too. We didn't exactly get soaked. We got damp yesterday. Oh dear. Well, I hope you are having a nice time. Oh yes, plenty of coffees and cake and ice cream and nice dinners. Just taking it slow, step by step. Well, that's good, Paul. You mustn't overdo it. Well, I think I'm definitely overdoing it, but to an acceptable level, I hope. Oh gosh, Paul. Well, Yeti Uncle John wants to say hello, so I'll pass you over. Okay, Cromitty, I'm glad things are okay. I hope he's not being too bossy. No, I've learnt from Uncle Warren. I won't stand for it, and neither should you. Okay, I'll speak to Yeti Uncle John. See you when I get back. All right, Paul. Hello, Paul. Is that you? Yeti Uncle John. Yes, it is me. How are you doing? I'm fine, Paul. I'm quite fine. I'm all right. How are you? Good, thank you. Full of nice Dorset food. Nice Dorset food. All right then. Sounds all right. Yes, ice cream. No cream teas, but I have had cake. Well, cake is always a good decision. Well, more or less, yes. I didn't want to tell Cromitty because I didn't want him to. I know you'd enjoy this information more than him. Oh, what exactly? Oh, the bed's really small. Oh dear. Well, it's not very wide, and the bathroom's really cramped, and yeah, it's not all good. Oh dear, Paul, I'm sorry to hear that. I know, but don't say too much. Cromitty will just worry. Oh yeah, you're right. Well, I hope it's not spoiling the holiday too much. No, I wouldn't say so. I'm just not getting as much sleep as I'd like, and yeah, hotel rooms. This one's a little bit stuck in the past. Oh dear. Well, don't worry, Cromitty's gone back to the kitchen, so he won't hear. All right, good. Okay. Well, I better go, because I need to get ready for breakfast. Oh, you're having a breakfast, are you? Continental or full English? Oh, marvellous. Oh, what sausages and all that stuff? Bacon? Yeah, sausages, bacon, egg. Egg wasn't so good yesterday. I'm hoping for a better result today. Baked beans? Marvellous. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, sets you up for the day, doesn't it? Jolly well does. Anyway, I'll, when I see you, I'll tell you about the Dorset lasagna. The Dorset lasagna. Oh, goodness. Sounds intriguing. Oh, it is intriguing. But anyway, I'll save it for when I get home. All right, Paul. Speak to you soon. Have a good time. Don't overdo it. I won't, Yeti Uncle John. Take care. See you soon. Bye, Paul. Goodbye. Hello again. Sorry. Time has passed and I missed you at breakfast. I'm so sorry. I did go down for breakfast though. No sausages and eggs and things today. Continental breakfast today. I don't know what we've got for our last day. Hopefully back to sausages and stuff. Feeling quite knackered. Harry's gone out and I'm going to join him very soon. But I've had a bit of a lie down, put my feet up, almost dropped off to sleep. I went to breakfast, and usually they do the rooms, tidy the rooms, I think later in the day. So I just left my bed with, I'd sort of decided I'm going to start packing because we have to leave tomorrow. I'm going to start putting my clothes that are wet from yesterday, put in a carrier bag and put them in my suitcase. But anyway, I'll do that after breakfast. So I get back to my room and they've already been. And my dirty washing is moved to a chair. So some poor maid or whatever had to touch my wet pants, and my pants were only wet because we were soaked. Well, pretty soaked. Yeah, but my wet tracksuit bottoms, my wet t-shirt. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for her to have to move things. I didn't think they'd be coming in. Oh dear, I felt awful. Well, not that awful, but kind of awful. Anyway, it's meant that I was able to lie in my room for a bit, so it's kind of worked out all right. But anyway, I should make a move. Harry'd already had his breakfast as usual. He says he's going down for like 8:30, but I think he's got there about 8:15 because he's so like, well, A, he's quite hungry, and B, hadn't slept that well, so he'd been up for quite a while, as I had. I filled a lot of time with editing and got the new episode out and felt at least I'd achieved that. But anyway, do feel a little bit more revived. It's time to go out and roll some dices, I suppose. Dear, oh dear. Okay, more later. Hi listeners, we're back at that cellar bar cafe place. We're about to make decisions about the dice rolling. We're going to make our first dice roll quite soon. We're braving the ocean today, although it hasn't come quite over the railings at us. The weather's much nicer, although it's clouding up, but there are actually people in the sea today. Although, why are they not at school? That was close. Yeah, I'm not quite sure why the kids aren't at school, because it's late-ish September. So I don't know where these kids have come from. Yeah, so we're going to do some prep for the dice roll, and then I think our first decision relates to which fish and chip shop we're going to go to. The only thing I've said is that if we end up at a fish and chip shop one end of the town, I don't want to be going backwards and forwards up the high street because it takes a lot out of me with the walking at the moment. So yeah, we're going to be spending some time in a pub doing some of the other tasks. So anyway, right, we've got coffee and stuff, so we're going to have that. And just chatting, and then it'll be the dice roll for the fish and chip shop.
And then it will be overcast, and then rain is around about 2 or 3, they say. None of these require us to be outside. These are all inside things. Okay, so we've got the sit-down task, we've got the creative task, the choice of restaurant, the pub drinks, and the
entertainment
that's going to be later. Okay, so if we say then, so if we just say evening for the moment without putting a particular time on it. Now it feels like the restaurant must be the one probably around about 12:30.
I think my only rule would be if we end up rolling one back down that end, I don't want to come back at this end. If we have it down this end, I'm happy to continue doing more things down this end.
Okay.
What I mean is, yeah, I don't want to walk all the way back towards the hotel, then come back down here, and then.
Agreed. Yeah.
So whichever fish and chip shop we go to dictates maybe what pub we go to, or if you want to go to a shop and get the pocketbook, then you can do that, and I can wait for you.
Yeah, that's also fine. So 12:30 for the choice of restaurant. Actually, we might do that at 12:15 while we're here making the choice. So that's the choice of restaurant, and then
we're going to be having a meal. How long do we need to give for the meal? Being served, eating.
An hour.
An hour. So at 1:15 we go to the nearest pub.
Yeah.
And we do the dice thing for that. Okay. So we do the pub thing. Then I could nip out. You could stay in the pub, and I could nip out, depending on our dice roll, and get the sit-down task, and then bring the sit-down task back to the pub. So we could do the die roll for that actually at about like 1:30, because I'll just be making that decision and going out. Just very roughly, yeah. Excitement. We might get sploshed at any moment. And then we could actually the sit-down task, we probably only need to allocate, I would say, maybe 30 minutes to that, and we could go straight into a creative task. So that could all be done at 2:30 at 2 o'clock, and that can all be in the pub. That then means that any time after 2 o'clock we can then have the evening, so we can even have like a little break or whatever. Then we just need to figure out when do we want to have the inside picnic. Do that at 6 o'clock.
So when we're watching Avengers.
Yeah.
So we'll watch the roll for Avengers. For this one, maybe?
Or we could both roll, and the one that's got the highest one is the one that rolls first.
Okay.
So we can roll together?
Yeah.
Yeah? Go with that?
Yeah.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
There you go, and go. Oh. You go first.
Harry rolled a 1, I rolled a 3. This is for deciding on which place we have lunch. We've actually cut it down to 2.
Yeah. So if we roll 1, 2 or 3, we go to the arcade one. If it's 4, 5, 6, we go to the Seaside one.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's all in your hands, Paul. Paul, it's the Seaside one. Okay. So we've got that choice on that one. Is that the touchscreen one?
No, that's the one we've been to before, though.
So it's the Seaside-ish.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
And do we need to do anything over this side of town before we go there? Or not?
So the pub that we want to go to is that end of that town as well.
Okay. So Val, when you finish your Coke or whatever and you're ready, then we'll go to the Seaside one.
Yep. Listeners, we're at a fish and chip shop, sitting outside. At one point we weren't sure what we were going to do because it started to rain and there were no seats inside. So we were looking at possibly having to go to a pub and have fish and chips as a compromise, but actually it was fine. It's sunny again now. They're suddenly very popular. Probably ordered more than I need, but it is our main meal today, so Of course, I opened the parcel the wrong way round, so I've been confronted with the tray that the chips are put on, and the chips hiding underneath the tray. So I'm just picking my way through it, eating with my fingers, fish fingers. Listeners, we're in the ship inn, just had our fish and chips. Harry had to help me finish because there was so much of it. We're in the ship inn now, we're doing drinks with a dice roll. What's the 6 options? If we roll a 1, it's a stout, so like a Guinness. If we roll 2, it's lager. If we roll 3, it's port. If we roll 4, it's cider. If we roll 5, it's some sort of local brewery type thing. That could be any of the beer or anything, but it has to be kind of a local one.
See one there.
And 6, spirit. So, are you going to roll? Yeah. Harry's rolling.
Yeah, we're just deciding at the moment. In fact, we're probably going to have just drinks, if that's okay, yeah?
Just going to be drinks now?
Yeah.
So, guys, get your drinks and not food, and all the food to the top end up there, is that all right?
Okay, sure. Going up to the top end, yeah, is that alright?
That's alright, guys, get the pots as well.
That's no problem. Sure. Cheers.
Might as well roll the dice while you're here.
Okay.
It wasn't very clear when you walked in which way you were supposed to go. Harry's rolled a 2.
And a 2 is a lager.
Harry's got a lager. So I'm rolling my dice. I got 4.
This is cider.
I've got a cider.
This is what
we've rolled the types of drinks we would usually have.
This is fine.
Which is fine. But we're in the wrong part of the bar. We've got to go and move to another part of the bar. Okay. Did you get a different?
I did try and get something
different type of lager.
I got something called Madri, which I've never had, so trying to be different, even if it's not forcing us not to be different.
I've got strawberry and lime Copperberg, which I know it's for Quarterlig. It's slightly different than Copperberg. Swedish, delightfully Swedish. I'm going to start doing ABBA medley in a minute myself. We have relocated to a different table. We're now on to the next task, which is the sit-down task, which is if we roll 1 and 2, it's a crossword from a newspaper. If we do that, don't forget to buy a pen. Well, you probably need a pen for most of these things, so you might have to buy a pen too. I don't have pens with me as often as I used to because I don't write as much, or I write on my phone. If you roll 3 or 4, it's a puzzle book. If you roll 5 and 6, it's a Sudoku. I've never done a Sudoku, so that'll be a sharp learning curve. Are you rolling? You
do the roll movement based on that roll.
Well, I could do the creative one as I'm more the. You could do this one because it's more brainy, and I could do the creative roll.
Okay then.
So you could use my dice. Harry is rolling the dice. 4, which is a puzzle book.
Okay.
So you've got to buy a puzzle book, and we've got to do some puzzles.
There we go.
Harry's got to go and do that now. I'm just going to sit here and drink my cider. Do get yourself a drink, listeners.
Yeah.
It's your round. Harry's back with a puzzle book, and he doesn't want to allow us to choose our own puzzles. He wants to roll them, which makes...
Well, we can do one that we choose and one that we just roll for.
Yeah. So there's 66 pages.
Yeah, 66 pages. So what I could do is roll the dice twice, multiply the result, and then pick a page, because that's bound to be there.
Okay. I don't think I understood what you said, but yes.
Okay, there we go then. 3 times 4 is 12.
There's 2 crosswords on that page, little crosswords. Well, not that little, littleish.
Yeah, sort of. Cool. Did you take a photo of the book?
You've done it? I did do one.
I did one.
Yeah, do one for you. How are we going to do the crosswords? Are we doing it as a joint effort or taking turns?
In this together, Paul. I'm going to do this. The thing is that I would say that my general knowledge is actually pretty important.
Well, they're not always general knowledge. Sometimes they're anagrams or...
I'm good with anagrams.
Oh, well, that's good. I'm not.
So one across is a shopping holder, and it's 6 letters. Could be trolley. That's more than 6.
T-R-O-L-L, yeah. As is carrier.
Carrier, C-A-R-R. No, that's 7. A shopping holder. Bag.
Depends if they're spelling.
Basket. B-A-S-K-E-T. Basket. The thing is, do you put it in, or do you put it... I should have got a pencil. Should I do it faintly?
Yeah.
Try and do it very, very faintly. So this is one across. Very faintly. It's got a thing on the top. Is that normal?
so it doesn't leak.
Oh, right.
Or it's in the supermarket, in the shop.
Okay, so one across 2. We think it's basket, so we're going to put very faintly. I hope that's right. Okay. 5 across is Sydney Beach.
Would that be Bondi? It's the only Australian beach I know.
Bondi, is that 6 though? B-O-N-D-O?
B-O-N-D-I, so that is 5.
5, no Bondi, okay. So if that's 5 across, yes?
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't have known that.
If we make a right hatch of it, then we've failed and we have to do the next one instead.
Okay, so 7, a police rank, and it's 9. Yes. So what's sergeant?
Constable?
Constable, C-O-N-S-T-A-B-L-E is 9. What about sergeant?
F-E-R-G-E-A-N-T, if I spelled it right, is 8.
Is 8, okay.
So I think it might be constable.
Police rank, yeah, it's constable, but...
Definitely not superintendent. That's too long.
Too many.
Am I spelling sergeant?
Inspector?
I-N-S-P-E-C-T-O-R. That's. We might have to leave it.
But it could be. We'll put inspector or constable.
Or constable. They both fit. Well, we don't know if they fit, but they both fit the letter length and word length. Well, listeners, not done terribly well. We're stuck with start, but anyway. So, what if you read the question and I tell you the answer?
God. Where's it? So,
well, I can see it.
You can see it.
So, what's the question?
Well, the one that we didn't get.
No, just go down and say the question, and I'll tell you whether you're right or not.
What one is shopping holder? We thought it was basket.
It was basket.
Right. 5 across was Sydney Beach. We thought it was Bondi.
And the answer is Bondi.
7, police rank. We thought that was inspector.
It was inspector.
10, Mountain Lake. We didn't get that. We wondered if it might be KMO. Tom. No, we went for Tom. Sorry.
No, we went for Tom. It was Tom.
And it was Tom.
Brilliant.
11 across of Tennessee. We thought it might be Smut.
I didn't think it was, but it was. I didn't think Smut was. Tennessee sounds really bad.
12, renovate. We were very unsure about this because we went with repairing and it didn't fit with the rest of the crossroad.
We were along the right, but it was refurbished.
Refurbished? Yeah. Bastards.
Yeah.
16 acclaim prestige, so that's 16 across, and for 16 across we put name.
It was kudos.
Kudos. 17 compelling force. We didn't put anything for that. I wondered if it might be pushes.
It was rough.
Okay. Oh well. 1 down, Indonesian island, we thought Bali.
It was Bali.
2, Irish language, we ended up with air. No,
it was E-R-S-E. I never even heard of
that one name.
I didn't.
Irish language.
I mean, I didn't quite think air as well. I couldn't think of any other word with starting only in E.
3 is the London district, we thought Soho.
It was Soho.
4, most pleasant or amiable, were completely stumped. The second letter was I, the last letter was T.
It was nicest.
Oh, yeah.
Not a very good word.
6 down, moneylender, we thought was usurer.
It was.
Ionian island. Now, bearing in mind that it should have been refurbished, I think Corfu would have been the right answer, but we didn't get it.
We guessed either Corfu or Crete, but couldn't make it work. And I wasn't really sure what Ionian counted as. And I was I was trying to push for Crete.
Oh well, there you go. So
we wouldn't have got it. We weren't.
9 down, stay put, we thought was remain.
It was remain.
10 gratitude, we thought was thanks.
It was thanks.
This was really stumped us completely. 13 down, black, poetic. We thought it might be noir.
No, E-Bon.
What?
E-Bon, E-B-O-N.
I'm going to have to look that up now. E-Bon. And then 14 was impulsive, 4 letters. We didn't. I was thinking that if it's refurbished, it must be ending in. It must be H. Start with the letter H, but still with that clue, I can't figure out what it is.
It was rash.
Rash. Oh, okay. Woohoo.
I think we've got one more.
Oh,
degree of thingy.
Oh yeah, degree of warm. What was that?
Do we have any idea?
Refurbished would have to be start with H. Sorry, that was the one that started with H. Heat.
Yeah, it was.
It was heat.
But that's very. So I think the wording was poor on that one. It confused me.
So at least we were right in thinking that was probably the wrong one that was mucking everything up.
At least we were right with thanks and Tarn and Bondi and Soho and Inspector and Basket and Barley. We were doing okay, but then we got a wrong word which confused us even more.
Yeah, you did well with the Tarn.
And that word nicest is very wishy-washy.
Very. But I've never heard of E-Bomb, so that's something.
I sort of have, but I couldn't tell you what it means.
Dark brown or black, ebony.
Yeah, try that. Oh well.
Why is that poetic?
Oh, was it? Yeah, I don't know. Oh gosh, I've got a book. The word Ebon is considered poetic because it is an anarchic or literary term used to describe something as black or dark, often in a poetic or romantic context. It is not commonly used in everyday language today and is more frequently... Well, it is in this blooming crossword. We won't read any more on that. At least we know. At least we know. So listeners, we did another puzzle afterwards, but this one was a word search. And the way we did that was that we each took turns to guess them. It wasn't the same sort of level of complication as doing a crossword, but it was quite fun because we both had to, to progress. We both had to find a word each, and which we did. It wasn't too difficult. It was quite fun. I enjoyed doing that. Never done a word search in a semi-competitive way before. I think next we're going to be doing our creative task. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, I shall be back in a moment to tell you about that. we're now doing the creative task. So rolling 1 or 2 is a 100-word story. 3 and 4 is a limerick, and 5 and 6 is a really nice eulogy. But probably, again, probably no longer than the 100 words. Probably. So, but we decided we're both going to roll separately. So, do you want to roll first, Harry?
Yeah.
Oh, you lost your dice.
5. It's a nice eulogy.
Okay. I've got 2, which is a 100-word story. Well, I'm an expert in those, so that's fine. That was one of my ones I wanted to do. Well, limericks was fun. So, listeners, we've got to go and do that, and then we'll come back and we'll read them. Okay.
Do you want me to do it?
So Harry's done his eulogy, and I've done a story. Do you want to go first, Harry?
Yes. In memory of Paul, our school-time mate, a poet and podcaster, truly first-rate. At 50, he left us, much too soon, leaving behind a sorrowful tune. A kindly bear, a heaving heart, several men, one big tart. So with a sigh, we say goodbye, raise a glass to he who passed. As his greatest fan, I clearly see, I wish we could return, you and me, to those days of laughter and endless fun in the halls of school where it all begun.
Who's this guy? Shut up, motorbike. So we might do a retake later because of motorbikes and music and stuff. My story isn't about you, but it is 100 words. I think, but I didn't include the title because I don't think that counts. The story is called "Cocktails to Die For." Sam was excited. His boyfriend was taking him to a bar for his birthday where the cocktails were to die for. Recently they'd been through a rocky patch. Sam had accidentally stepped his way through the rugby team, but Jeff seemed to have forgiven him. "Cheers," Jeff smiled, passing Sam a drink containing a droopy pink straw. What is it?" Sam frowned. "Try it. It won't kill you," Jeff beamed. Sam sipped reluctantly. His cocktail was okay, although the bitter almonds taste was a bit off-putting. "What is that? Amaretto?" "Bingo," Jeff grinned. "Exactly that." But Jeff was lying.
Very good.
Originally, the cocktail had a sort of limp polka dot umbrella in it, but I had to cut things to get it to 100, and there wasn't much lost from it.
And not all of my stuff actually rhymes. So it's
Well, you can be the first poet to half rhyme things. I liked yours.
Oh, thank you, and I liked yours.
Hi listeners, I'm on my way back up to the hotel. Harry's gone to the shops to get our picnic tea. We're going to have our Avengers marathon, 2 episodes, selected by the dice whilst we have our tea. I'm taking it slow. It's a bit of a hill back up, and 3 or 4 days of walking, or doing a lot of walking, has worn me out a bit, but poor old guy. So anyway, I'm on the bench for the library, and halfway up the street there's another place I can sit, and then I'll be almost at the hotel. I should be able to go back to the room for 45 minutes or so, maybe call my mum, and after TV we're going to go and have a nightcap, although it'll probably be pretty early. Because I achieved the editing of that episode, I'm not really bothered how much more editing I do this trip. I've achieved far more than I ever expected to, which is cool. I'm very happy about that. Anyway, I should do the next part of my journey, otherwise Harry will overtake me with the picnic. Right, more in a bit. Okay, it's time to finish off Nick and Ali's holiday with some more messages whilst we rest. Yes, so have a listen. I'd just like to say thanks to both Muffley on Tour and Nick for recording these messages. Both holidays quite different to the one that Harry and I had in Swanage, and they both had better weather. Ooh, I'm so jealous. Oh, have a listen to these last few entries.
Hello, this is the 22nd of July 2023, and we've had our first full day while staying at the Rob Roy, and it's been very nice, isn't it, Al? Yep. We started off at Aberfoyle, doing the same walk that we did when we were here 20 years ago for our honeymoon. Weather's been nice and cool. It's rained a few times, but usually... Yes, no, exactly. Usually, as when we were on buses, we went to... First of all, we got a ticket to Stirling, and then immediately to Calendar, such as the sort of... fudge... The fudge shop. Calendar is one of our old haunts. There's several shops there that we know of old, and the Dreadnought Hotel where we stayed about 7 or 8 years ago, and it's still there, and a lot of things are still there that we're there 20, and in Ali's case nearly 30 years ago, and the Christmas shop. The Cross Key, the old bank, which is a tea shop. An old bookshop with an eccentric old lady in a long Persian.
We took a photo of that cat. I'm sure we
did too. Surreptitiously, I think.
Where it would be, I don't know.
We raided the fudge shop. I actually parted with probably the most I've ever parted in that shop, but then you never know when the next time will be. And what I have with the work extended, we kind of the extended family of work all under one roof with a new office. I needed to get more for more people. Then back to Stirling, did a little bit of shopping in Stirling, and then we to the Bridge of Allen. The Allen Water Cafe is again an old haunt. We always try and get there if we can. I had a haggis and Ali had a delicious fish, and we both had a very picturesque raspberry ripple. This evening's been spent drinking wine and watching videos. We've had a bit of trouble getting our Blu-ray and DVD to work, mainly because I forgot to pack the remote control, and our attempts to change another remote control didn't quite work. But there's a USB port at the back of our guest room telly, and I loaded the USB stick, which previously housed some of Paul's Crossroads, with various things, including our honeymoon, which we've been rewatching, and freeze framing a few shots, and doing some modern photographs, comparing, looking up at each other on the screen, and that goes for Kinga, our toy dog too, who was there 20 years ago as well, so that was nice, and we watched a video of the Scotland visit 2 years later in 2005 with Ali's mum and dad and Dave Hunt, the family friend. I was going to say family pet, family friend and with Buster the dog, and some of my mum was singing karaoke, and the various things I loaded onto the USB, and then we've been watching some of the old series from 40 years ago by The Sword Divided, with Julian Glover giving his usual marvellous performance. So a good day all in all, and we're going to have a quiet one tomorrow where we're going to walk a lot and explore Aberfoyle, and hopefully have a nice Sunday lunch. Here we are, Sunday the 23rd of July. I've just had a nice day in Aberfoyle. We didn't do any travelling today, but it was all done on foot. We went up is it the Queen Elizabeth
We went up we went around the Queen Elizabeth Park. But the walk that we did was what they call the Three Glens, or because it crosses over, but part of the Rob Way.
Yeah. And we had a nice, beautiful waterfall. We took a little bit of a steep incline, didn't we? Got a bit stuck for a little while. Came back, had a bit of a rest, and chilling out and watching telly, DVDs. But also we had a couple of scotches in the bar just to toast Aberfoyle, and also it's 13 years, wasn't it, since your dad went on. So we did a salute to him too. So we sort of start the journey back tomorrow. We're travelling to London, and we'll be spending the night in London and then going home. But it's been a lovely little break in Rob Roy in Aberfoyle. It's good to see it again, and it still hasn't lost any of its old charm. So I shall say good night now. Night. Well, here we are on Monday the 24th of July, and we heard an awful joke, didn't we, earlier, about not working 24/7. Yes, we've travelled back from, we left the Rob Roy in Aberfoyle this morning, and we've had a very, we took a cab with a young cabbie with two children. Was it two children or just the one? Yeah. And he got us to Stirling in good time. We got to Edinburgh, and we had a very smooth journey down. I think we're both a bit weary.
Yeah,
and we're spending the night in King's Cross, the Farrington Hall or Road or whatever it is. Farringdon Travel Lodge.
All you can eat breakfast.
All you can eat breakfast in the morning. We had a takeaway Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah, thank you to my darling Hobie for that.
Oh, pleasure. And thank you all for the holiday. That just about wraps it up for another year. I hope you enjoyed our little travelogue. It's not been spectacular, but I hope you've liked it. And I will bid you good night as we return to Salisbury tomorrow and back to normality. Bye-bye for now.
Listeners, we're in Harry's room. There were lots of questions I had when he came to pick up my laptop so we could watch the Avengers. One of those questions was, did I need to bring my passport to go to the second floor? The other one was, do we exist in the same time zone, i.e. do I need to put my clock forward, or is it an hour behind? But you reassured me that I didn't need my passport. I haven't bought it. I hope that was the case. And I haven't checked. I don't wear a watch. My phone. I think phones automatically change anyway. They detect the change. So mine hasn't changed. So it must be the same.
I think we're going back to the 1960s or 70s.
Oh, we are on the we are on the laptop.
There you go. See, that's the time.
That's the confusing thing. But I can confirm that Harry has a nice view. Although, whereas I can see a nice church, Harry can see the whole range of riffraff down in the streets. So I don't know, better view, sea view, but he can see people, and who wants to do that? So I'm quite happy with my room. But he does have a better chair, theoretically, and he's setting up the picnic. Ooh, it's very exciting. Yes, we'll do the dice rolling for the Avengers in a moment.
This is all from that picnic shop.
Oh, listeners, the other thing, I was a little bit concerned about altitude sickness, but Harry assured me that if I take the pills that he's got for me, then the altitude sickness won't be a problem. So you feel a little bit lightheaded going up those stairs, I'll tell you. Oh dear. So I've got my computer here. Season 5 of The Avengers, which is the colour Diana Rigg season, with her playing Emma Peel. There's 24 episodes. So how are you going to do this to choose an episode, Harry?
Yes, that's right. Okay, so that's basically 4 die rolls and then add up the result.
Yeah.
So I'm going to roll 2 dice twice. So that's 6 and a 1, which makes 7.
Yeah.
And then 4 and a 1, which makes 5. 7 plus 5 is 12. It's episode 12.
Which is... Are we going to do my roll when we...
Yeah. So let's start our picnic and watch the episode.
We don't really
12
need to
of season 5.
We don't really need to share this with the listeners, but we'll share what you thought of it at the end.
Yes.
So we'll return, listeners. We're going to start eating. Sorry, there's not quite enough to share with you, but you're welcome to get your own picnic and watch the Superlative 7, which is the name of the Avengers episode we're going to watch. You could recreate your own Charlotte podcast picnic. It's really fun. Yay!
Well. A Malay tiger trap.
And the trap's been sprung.
Wait. Surely a hunter like him wouldn't fall for that one.
Well, something's been in that net. Or someone.
Well, if he was, he's been cut down. Well, Mr. Steed, you've lost your alibi. We found our killer. It's either a large mistake or it's part of a plan. Look, I didn't kill any of them, so it must be one of you. Well, Mr. Steed, hoisted by your own petard. Were you with Dayton the whole time? Did he leave you long enough to have killed Hardy and Wade or one of the others? Or maybe it was you. How about that then, Major? Could it have been her? We know who did it. Come on.
Where to?
There must be some fuel on the plane. We'll light a beacon. There'll only be one of you coming back, and then there's me. I'm a sitting duck.
So what did you think, Harry?
I thought that was very good. I thought actually what was particularly good about it was the banter between the two main characters, Steed and
Mrs. Peel. Although it was a bit of a Mrs. Peel-like episode. She only appeared in the beginning and the end, but because of all the other people who were in it.
It wasn't a complicated story. You could see where it's going, but it had like a little twist in there.
Brian Blessed and Charlotte Rampling and Donald Sutherland and...
I'd never seen Donald Sutherland that young before.
No. Well, he worked in Britain around this time because he did some Amicus films. Now we're going to try an episode from season 6. I really like Tara King. She's a lot more soft and flawed than Emma Peel. So we're going to do it that I roll 1 to 6. I got 3. So
okay, 3. Yeah, got it.
So
if you roll again, if it only works if you roll between 1 and 5.
Yeah.
So
just roll it again.
5, yeah.
Just roll it again, in fact.
Yeah.
5.
And that means it is episode 27.
Episode 27. I have seen this one relatively recently, but then I have been watching the Tara one. It's episode 27 of season 6. Is Who Was That Man I Saw You With? From 3rd of March 1969.
Okay.
Many thanks for everything.
Affectionately G. Who's affectionately G?
Steve, do you really think the war room is inbound?
I'd stake my reputation on it.
Yes, but would you stake 24 bottles of
Well, I'm having lunch with Bertie Bartram. Care to join us?
No, I can't today. Got to get on with my assault on the war room.
Some other time. Oh, by the way, keep an eye on my house of cards.
So, Harry, what did you think of Tara King? And actually, it was kind of the opposite to the Emma Peel episode. She was, well, I mean, she does get
some episodes where she's very central, and that was one of them. So
Yeah, I thought she was very good. Yeah, she was like a fresh face, and there was still plenty of banter going on between her and Steed, and I thought she was quite sharp.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I'd said to you earlier, we should get champagne and have a champagne fountain, and I didn't know. I can't remember. I know that there's that scene, but I don't know what episode it's in. And I did suddenly suspect halfway through, or near the end, Steve comes back and there's all this champagne waiting for him. And I thought, is it going to be that episode at the end? And it was the champagne fountain scene at the end. But which I said to you wouldn't. I can't see that working with Emma Peel. She's too cool. She's too cool for school. And I think she'd have seen so many champagne fountains. She'd be like, "Yeah, not that again. Just give us the bottle." Whereas Tara's all like, "Oh, Steve, a beautiful champagne fountain." If Steve was pouring me a champagne fountain, I'd be just like Tara. I'd be, "Oh, Steve, you're so wonderful with your champagne." So I think I just empathise more with Tara. The funny thing is, I looked on a website of a quite critical, tends to be quite biased towards Emma episodes, and it gave both episodes we watched today 3 out of 5. Okay. So they actually thought they were quite comparable episodes. I think 3 out of 5 is a bit mean, but I particularly for that episode. But
I think they're quite very good episodes. Yeah. Choices.
They're quite different as well. Well, listeners, we're having our final nightcap of the holiday down in the bar. Well, it's not quite the bar; it's in the lounge.
Yes.
I might as well call it our lounge, with many people who have been sighted here. How did today go? How did the whole holiday go?
The holiday's been very good. I haven't had a lot of sleep. Mainly the bed hasn't been so great. But apart from lack of sleep, yesterday it was very, very blustery, sort of overcast. But today we've pretty much had sunshine all the way through.
Today was better than forecast, because you said it was going to, and it started in the air around lunchtime, but like they were stopped, and then we never.
After about 5 minutes at most.
I feel like it might have had a bit of a bluster when we were in the ship, because I heard somebody kind of go, "Oh, look at it coming down," but we weren't really aware of it, and because I also noticed that when I went back to that seat by the library, it was a little bit damp again, so it had rained at some point, but not.
Otherwise, it's been very sunny, and then that brings out probably the best in Swanage, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It makes it look a lot nicer. So it'd be nice to go around shops. Obviously, they did the big winnings on the big machines. That was good.
Well, thank you for that. That was great.
One about 67 quid.
Which is very kind of you. You'll receive a personal letter of thanks from your Uncle John.
I will always have to deal with the trauma of Swanage lasagna. Be forever emblazoned on my mind. But yeah, no, it was a nice little breakaway.
Anyway, well, thank you for the company, and it's not completely goodbye yet, listeners. We might do a little bit of recording, like when you're waiting at the station or something, but well, let's just let maybe that can come after the titles, but we'll see. Yes, this is almost us done now. Okay, night, listeners.
people, it's Friday, 22nd of September. We've had breakfast, all packed up, just waiting for Harry to turn up at my room. He's going to take my suitcase down the stairs, and then we've got to go down the hill to the bus stop, and then get the bus to the station, climb the stairs there, and get on the train, and then I've got to change all the way back at Woking for Salisbury, because I'm off to Salisbury. But anyway, yeah. Well, listeners, you may hear a little bit more of the end of the journey, but that is basically it. So thank you for listening. I hope you've enjoyed our adventures with the dice, and also the clips from other contributors to this episode, Nick and Muffley on tour. And yeah, I know it's been a long episode, but I hope it's been worth it. Anyway, you know, these long episodes, you don't have to listen to them in one go. You can listen to them in bits. No, not you being in bits, but the actual... don't worry. I didn't sleep as bad as the other nights, but I'm still not quite with it. But anyway, so yes, join us again soon. Plenty of episodes in the can. Goodbye to Swanage. And yes, that's it. All right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
I gotta go now. Bye. Gotta go. Bye.
Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye,
It's been good, but yeah, definitely time to come home now. Wow. Really? No kidding.
Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Yes, goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
This show is part of the Pride 48 network. Find more shows over at pride48.com.
What's going on now? Oh, it's the Shy Life Podcast. Let's go.
I have a voice. I have a voice.
You have a voice.
You have a voice. We have a voice.
We have a voice.
Unique voices in podcasting.
UnivazPods.net.
That is so cringe, oh my god. You're a man of culture as well.
Well, Harry, we've made it to, well, the bus stop anyway.
Yep.
Which is some of the hard. We've done the hill and probably the longest bit of walking. We've just got to do the bridge at the station, I think, once we get off the bus. But,
yes.
Although there must be another way of getting to that platform, surely.
Maybe there is. Maybe what will happen is that we'll take all the steps up to the top, go all the way down, and then we'll see like a little passageway that always existed going round to it.
Yeah,
at ground level.
I remember it being so difficult, but then I probably was less of an issue last time.
Maybe.
Bus should be here soon.
Yes. About 20 minutes.
It's not raining, which is something.
I think the Shy Yeti's marvelous. Oh, such a gentleman.
Yes, I hope that Shy Yeti bathed today. That's all I can say.
I don't know what to say.
Good gracious. Good gracious.
Good gracious. That's good gracious.
Sorry, say again, I spoke over you.
Good gracious.
Well, that's a whopper.
Well, that's a whopper.
And again.
Well, that's a whopper.
Oh.
No, I can't do that.
No. Double entendre. He really gives good value.
That doesn't sound rude.
Could do. No. Oh, he really gives good value. I don't know how he does it. Go on.
I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he does it.
This is how we do. This is how professional we are on the Skyline podcast. Trying to get Harry into the title music. Sitting on Wareham Station.
Did you like that episode, Stacey?
That episode of what?
Never mind. Oh. The best part of the Shylight podcast is when it ends.
674.
Et voilà.